That is not what we're talking about today. Today, I let Andrew get ahead of me by this much, but I'm not going to let him get the jump on me this time. We are going to be doing a Tier 3 tier list. A Tier 3 tier list. The idea of, is set 3 good? Is set 3 good? And so... Thank you. I always mispronounce this. Kojo369. Yeah, how dare you and Levi both taking my content on the same day? Hey, man. That's what you get for being that's what you get for being a YouTuber, not a streamer. There it is. Do I still get to submit a list? Yeah, for sure. Go. We're also doing deck auctions today, obviously, but that's not important for this YouTube video. What matters is I have taken it over on tierlistmaker.com, and I'm gonna make myself just a wee bit smaller here. Over on tierlistmaker.com, I have taken and I've added every card from set 3, including all the promos, which I didn't do last time, including all the promos to this little list, and we're gonna go through and we're gonna talk about them, and I'm gonna have chat interact with me, and we're going to talk and we're going to discuss it as a group, right? So if you know somebody who wants to be in this conversation, they're not currently in chat, make sure you go tag and let them know that blah, 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 blah. With that said, if you notice, I have left off all the characters because I would like to do the characters on their own video. I want to do a set 3 tier list and then an overall tier list for everything and everyone. So with that said, let's talk about our tiers. All right. So I have 5 tiers available to us. We have staples, we have very playable, mid tier, tech piece, and bad. And then lastly is the Ida 2 tier, which is the prove me wrong tier. Ida 2 in set 1 I thought was the worst character in the entire set. I thought he was bad. I really thought so. And then I played the character like 2 or 3 times. Actually, in chat, Keenan Meadows played that character against me, and I went, holy shit, this character is so good. And so he is my biggest flip-flop. And so what I am doing for Ida 2 tier from now on to the rest of the time is I think this is bad, but you'll have to prove me wrong. Or this has like the highest turnover rate that I could possibly see, right? Like maybe this is the Ida 2. I think this card might be bad, but you might be able to make it better. In addition to that, we're also going to go look up all these cards on UVS Ultra, and so we'll be able to read everything as well. But let's talk about what all of these means. So staples are essentially you're gonna feel good to play this at a 4 of, right? Very playables, you're gonna feel this very good at a 3 of. Your mid tiers are very 2 ofs. Your tech pieces are 1 ofs, and your bad cards are in 99% of situations you're not gonna run this card. There are gonna be some decks, obviously, because every My Hero card is playable in some sense, in some way. That is going to be playable in every in some sort of deck, right? Like maybe Mount Lady loves this card, but and it's like a staple for Mount Lady. But all in all, and on the overall scale, it's probably not played in anybody. And so that's what we're going to look at. That's what we're going to see. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off because I got stuff to do. We've got Arctic conflagration. Right? Where should sideboard cards go? They'll probably go in a tech piece, right? And we'll talk about what makes a good sideboard card or whatnot. Anyways, Ally Fury ranged. I'm not gonna go over these cards a ton, just because like I have an entire video series with all of set 2 or set 3 out. But Arctic conflagration, 4/3, 2 mid for 5. Ally Fury range, gain stun 2, powerful 3. This is such a staple card. I think this card is so incredibly conflagration. Okay, I think this card's such a staple card. I think a 5/2 4 diff that gets powerful or stun 2 is nuts. I think this card is actually banana sandwich. I think it's going to be one of the main reasons that you want to buy 4 of this Endeavor kit. Can I make this any bigger? Can I make this? Oh, hey, look at that. I think this card is actually insane. I think this card's incredibly good. But we'll move on now to Blazing Fury. 5/3 if its attack is 8 or more. Rival loses 1 and discards 1. This is like the biggest mid-tier to tech piece to bad to me. It's definitely somewhere in here. I could see it at absolute most at like a 2 of in like a Bakugo deck, right? I don't think that it's going to survive a lot. This 5 diff is really tough, and it says that you have to press some sort of button on the attack stat, on the damage stat, in order to make this card good. The discard the momentum might be worth it, but like we'll have to see, right? Like this could easily be a sideboard card. Like this card has got evil and fire. This could be like your Tokoyami. This could be like your Tokoyami momentum hate, right? Because the fact that they discard a momentum. Rich Dude makes it so easy though. He does, yeah. So like maybe All Might 2 puts it in very playable, but I think at the moment I think it's just like a tech piece. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Up next, we've got a Flame Scourger. 4/3, 4 mid for 3. I like that. That's cool. Stun 1. If your rival has more committed foundations than ready 1, this deck gets 3 damage. This is very much a win more card. This is a card you want to play late. It's a 4 diff, 4 mid for 6, essentially. Right? It's got 6 printed on its face with Stun 1. This card probably won't see play, but I think it is neat. I think with this card being a 4 diff, like being able to be played out later, I think in things like Todoroki 2, this card's cool. In Todoroki 1, this card's technically cool. This card's just like a little easy to play around. It's probably just in the bad tier, but I think it's going to be, like, if you can put any amount of other stats on this card and then this, right, it's good, right? It's really good on turn 2 if you have a decent stun. I think there's probably just better cards than what this thing's got going on. Yeah. Hellflame Pounce. Charge Fury Slam. Reveal 1 Fury attack from your hands. Attack gets 1 speed and 1 damage. The 2 low for 3. Charge Fury Slam. I think this card is our first Ida 2 card. This card has got... so it's an attack that has this number in the top left corner. And so it's possible that eventually this card sees a lot of play. But its ability as a 3 diff says that you have to have another attack in your hand, whereas like another fury attack, whereas like normally those kind of abilities you want on like starters as opposed to others. Zero Gravity Capture also had a 3 and that never saw play. You're not wrong, Rogue Canadian, but what I'm saying is in set 5, I bet zero Gravity Capture comes back, right? I think Zero Gravity Capture easily gets to like play the game just because it has that number 3 on it. Yeah, playing this one on a 6 most times means you never have to reveal it. Correct. Yeah, playing it on a 3 sucks. Yeah. So either it's a 3 damage poke you play at the very end to try and get that extra little damage in, and then you don't get the ability on it. I don't know. You compare this to a Eraserhead's card, which we will be. This card's bad. This card's not good. Hellflame Stomp. 4/3, 4 low for 3, kick fury, enhance, lose 2 health. This attack gets a +2 speed or +2 damage. Endeavor response after this attack deals damage, gain 2 health. I think this card is probably mid tier. It's got a 1 low block, which is sick. A 4 diff, 6 low for 4. Or a 4 diff, 4 low for 6, ignoring the Endeavor response because the Endeavor response is so limited. I think this card is really cool. The best thing about this card is it's got this symbol and this word. So like low earth kicks is like really, really good. Here's my big thing about this card. Is if you're not winning, I think this lose 2 health cost is kind of steep. It's kind of steep. Yeah. I think lose 2 health for +2 or +2. I mean, like, this card feels really good when you're winning, right? And so, like, if you're winning, this card's gonna feel like this. If you're just like really good at the game, you just want this card all over the place, right? Because this card just does so much. But I think this card is actually kind of mid tier. He's kind of like, oh, I should change this color. We can do that real quick. It's going to be pink. Boop. Hey, it's a new color now. Yeah, it's neat. It's fine. Ignited Arrow. Ignited Arrow. If this deck is blocked, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an attack. Add the discarded attack to your hand. Here's what I'm gonna do real quick. Let's do this. I'm gonna actually go back here so I can look at very playable, mid, tech, bad. Here's a question for you guys. What are your thoughts on Ignited Arrow? I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put this. Oh, where are you? Okay, let me grab this. I'm gonna put this here. What are your guys' thoughts on Ignited Arrow? 1 for a staple, 2 for very playable, 3 for mid, 4 for tech, 5 for bad. Let me know in chat. And as you guys do that, I'm gonna grab myself a drink real quick because I can feel myself talking. I don't know what the opposite of Ida 2 tier is, but I think that's this card. I think that this is the card that is going to start here and fall here the quickest. Deku 1 tier? There you go. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, this is probably Deku 1 tier. I think this card is the hotness right now, and people are all over it, right? They want to play this. They want to play this. It's a 2 high for 4 that if they block, you get a thing back, right? But there was another card like this in the Mortal Kombat set called Takedown that was a low and had a low block, right? And Scorpion gave it 6 damage for free. For free! It's a 4 low for 4. And that card barely saw play. Outside of Scorpion, right? Who could just like slam the damage on it. So I think if you can find the damage here, right? Like no move feels great with this card, right? It's a 2 high for 8 that if they interact with, they block, you're going to get another move, another attack. That feels really cool. The issue is you were going to block the attacks anyways, right? This just guarantees draws another attack. Can Nomu play another Ignited Arrow afterwards or another attack afterwards? That's my question, right? Because this is the freest block of all time. If you can give both stats, right? The fact that this card is ranged. So here's where I think actually this card fits really well. Is I think Fire Todoroki 2 gets this because it becomes a 4 high for 6 with stun 2. Now if they actually want to block it and not take that 6 damage, just big huge thud, right? That they're going to get back next turn or back on your turn and then play it again, right? That feels great. Kirishima Jiku just played this as a great poke. Oh, good point. Yeah. Right? Like, I think there are decks to be in, but man, I think that this card is going to fall off in flavor. I think for now, I'm going to put it in very playable. I want it to be there at least. It's actually going to probably, where I would probably slot in decks is actually closer to mid tier. We'll move on. Prominence burn. This card's so sick, guys. Oh my goodness. It's like the craziest 6-diff that we've actually had in my hero. The 6-diff is insane. It is a 6 high for 7 that burns them 3, and then says your next fury attack gets +2 speed. This card's nuts. This card's incredibly good, and this is gonna be a staple in the decks that want to staple it, right? Why is it a 3-check? It's a starter deck card. You can't put 2 checks in starter decks. This card's absolutely nuts, and I think this is going to be the engine of a lot of decks, right? This card is going to be the engine of a lot of decks. This is going to be a lot of people's kill condition. If you find any amount of speed on this card, and any amount of damage on this card, this is the card. I mean, people were saying, "Yo, let's talk about Hellflame Stomp for Nomu. Let's talk about Ignited Air for Nomu." Hell no. Let's talk about Prominence Burn for Nomu. The amount of speed that Nomu is getting, and the Nomu slamming 6 more damage on this card. Like this card is so sick. This is going to be a staple in the decks that play it. Otherwise, it's going to be not. This is going to be an engine card, and so I am going to put engine cards up here in staple. I think this is the best place to do it. We'll move on to Scorching Aura. 4/3/2 mid, breaker 1 fury. If attack deals damage, you gain 2 health and your rival loses 2 health. This card's so slow. Is this card bad? Maybe a tech piece? I don't know. Like, it's tough to say tech attacks or tech pieces. It's a 2 high with breaker 1. If this was any faster, I think I'd give it to it. But the burn effect, even if this card said that you could kill them, right? I think it'd be there. It's probably just not going to see play ever. This card's going to be neat in the starter decks, right? I think it's going to have a lot of value inside of the starter decks together, but it's fine. It's whatever. All right, we'll move on. Arrogant Smirk. Commit, return your attack to its printed damage. Rival's turn destroy. If you've lost health as enhanced step, add a fury attack from your card pool to your hand. This is the definition of tech piece. I think this is one of the most beautiful one-ofs that you can actually put in your deck. This is a beautiful one-of inside of the main board that you get to slot out for another tech piece from the sideboard. I think this card is going to see a lot of play at a one-of, especially like the bigger your damage can get, right? This enhanced commit, return it back to printed. Think about how often the good symbol and the earth symbol relies on not having to block a card just because of resistance, right? I'll triple resistance you, right? So your next one gets -6. Oh man, they're in my entire attack. Do I even attack? And they gets -6, and then your first enhance is just arrogant smirk. All right, I'll put it back to the 5 that it started at. Okay, now I'll pump it. And you committed 3 foundations. My 1 foundation essentially said stun 3, right? That's a really good exchange rate. That's really good. This 1 card sitting on the board says that you can't triple stack your DR, which is really cool. And then it has the same ability, right? As opposed to a flip cost, it's a destroy cost of Struggling with Studies, right? Struggling with Studies says flip, add a card back to your hand from your card pool. This says that. It's a destroy cost, right? So like, because it has another ability on it. But this is really good. If you've lost health this turn, add a fury attack from your card pool to your hand. That's really good. And it specifies fury attacks. If you're playing this card, right? If you're playing this one, like you are gonna utilize the bottom enhance, you're playing a fury package. You just are, right? The top ability is not good enough. Like the top ability is where like if you're not playing a fury deck, it goes in bad, but this is the sickest tech piece. We'll move on. Coping with number 1. 2/5/3 mid block, enhance commit. If an attack is dealt damage this turn, draw 1 card. This is also a tech piece to mid tier at best. This card is just harder to play agitation. Agitation says response after your fury attack is blocked, you get to draw a card. Coping says that if an attack, mine or yours, which is very dependent on my opponent or on my opponent's turn, very dependent on if I want to take the damage, I will commit and then draw the card. If it said if you've lost life this turn, I'm in. I'm in because I can pay a cost on the first attack and then redraw. Coping with number 1 says that I have to play at least on my turn 2 attacks, and on their turn I have to at minimum partial block something. I think this card is not that great, honestly. Kirishima 2 is going to draw 6 cards on your turn with this card. Yeah, but then they'll have committed 6 cards on their board, and then I guess I won, right? You drew 6 and then can't play any blocks. This card is truthfully not that great. It's mid tier at best, truthfully. Fastest Flame. First enhance, flip your fire attack gets +2 speed. Thank goodness it says this. Thank goodness. I think this is probably going to be a very playable card. The fact that it says first enhance means that you can't just like slam all of them on one thing. But under the fire symbol, you have under the fire symbol, if you're playing a Fury package, like a lot of people will be, you get to just also put in Let's Fight Bad Guys. And so we've got Fastest Flame and Let's Fight Bad Guys as 8x copies of 1/5s +2 speed cards. This card, if you're playing a Fire Fury deck, is going to be all over the place. If you're playing a Fire deck, there's no reason this isn't a 3-of in your deck, right? Enhance flip for +2 speed is great. The only way that this card is not a 3-of in your deck is if you are fighting for space with something along the lines of calling for backup, which says if this was not the first enhance, draw a card, right? I think this card's great. This card's super good. Yeah. We'll move on. Press conference. Enhance flip, reveal one attack from your hand. If the next attack you try to play this turn is the same name as the revealed attack, it's -1 difficulty. I think that this is probably Midoriya 1 tier. You know what? You know what? We can do it. we're here. Insert. Oh, I don't. It was this one. Insert a row above. Deku 1 tier. Right. And we'll change this to this color. This is probably where this card lies. I bet this card starts high and then comes down low. So this card's really tough because this card is just first impressions, but on a 1 diff, not a 2 diff, right? It's a first impressions that shows you what the heck's coming. I think if you're using this engine, right? Like if you're using Prominence Burn as your engine, I think that I'm here for it because like it becomes a 6 diff for real that then clears the card out of the card pool. I don't know. The tough part about this card is honestly, it's either Deku 1 tier where it was starts good, then bad, or it's Ida 2 tier where I'm not praising it very high, and then it shoots up in popularity. Right? It's better than I thought. I think so. My issue with it, right, is he wants to play a 5 diff as the 2nd to 4th attack with Won't Prince Conference. I mean, it helps you string, but why are people just not playing? I guess it says your next attack as opposed to your next punch attack. Maybe that has more validity than it's just. Actually, you know what? Let's equate it to another card. It's just League Interview, but later in my turn. I don't care that you see what's coming if I'm just going to kill you. Maybe it's mid-tier. Maybe it's mid-tier to very playable. I think Cyclone decks will play this. Good point. Good point. Probably here. You know what? I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Quick to act. What about quick to act? Okay, all right. We have found it. Hey, just kidding. It's gonna be a stamp. I don't think it's so good that it can get banned. But oh, how do I get rid of it? Delete row. I don't think it can get banned. But man, this card's pretty damn good. This card's pretty good. No cost. The cost is you're half dead. I think that's a fine cost. Yeah, as a 0 diff though, it's pretty solid. It probably should have had like a 4 low block, and I think I'd have been fine. But we'll see. We'll see. Soul piercing glare. 3/5 mid block enhance. Commit flip 1 committed rival foundation. Remove one for your attack from your card pool. Oh, that's the wrong one. This is probably where I'm at, as I think it's probably a tech piece to mid tier, depending on how we feel about that remove. This is exactly what coordinated effort should have been, right? Coordinated effort should have removed to then build that card down. It should have just been soul piercing glare. It probably just depends. Needs to be tech piece. If you are not playing soul piercing glare, if you're playing a this should have been playable committed. You're crazy. Removing a card of a playable committed is insane. This card's just as good at like think about how often like pull no punches helps you string out, right? This is just as good as pull no punches, except for it actually has a selectively flip one of your opponent's committed cards. Nuts. This card beats playable committed cards. This card's sick. This card's so good, and everybody should be playing at least one of. If you're playing safety 3s, everybody should be playing one of this in all of their cards because of that top enhance. That top enhance is cracked. Top enhance is so good. Straight down. Enhance your turn. Flip. Lose 1 health. There should be a colon here, right? Oh, there is. Or the comma. There's not a comma here. Freeze 1 committed rival foundation. This card's neat. I think it's the biggest mid-tier of my life. Maybe tech piece. But I would never run this at a 1 of. I think it's just a 2 of, right? I feel like I just like Apathetic more. The thing about Apathetic is Apathetic lets you be more aggressive. But Apathetic doesn't have this this bottom right number. Right? Apathetic doesn't have this. And Apathetic doesn't have this. Apathetic's a 3 high. And Apathetic does one thing. This is reusable. I'm excited for Todoroki 2 with this card, right? Hey, I'll stun 2 you. Oh, you stunned a good one? All right, I'll commit and snipe that one. This card's really cool. I just don't know how much people are going to play it. It's fine. This card's fine. It's fine. So hear me out. Hear me out. I think there is an argument to be made about this card becoming a staple. Let's read it together. Let's read the ability on the card. When you discard this card from the top card of your deck, you successfully pass your 6th difficulty attack. I'll read it again. Response. After you discard this card off the top of your deck, you commit no resources to play your 6th difficulty attack. I think that the fire symbol now having access to this plus League Interview plus the other 6 check means that oops all 6 checks under fire is available, right? It just is. Arrogant disposition, thank you. You just get to do that, and that's just a thing you get to do. And they printed one of the best 6 diff attacks that we've ever seen under the fire symbol. It says that we get to get away with playing a higher 5 difficulty count, 6 difficulty count, because we have the resources in order to pay for it, as well as we now have 2 starter decks worth of spam to use. Things like Fastest Flame, things like Press Conference, things like Quick to Act. So like you could just slam all 3 of these into your Oops All 6's fire deck to make up your other resources, and then just like string out 6 foundations for free on turn 1, and then look at your opponent and say, after you. No. By all means, kill me. And then you just slam them for 1,000, making sure that you check all your 6s. That's what I think the biggest thing about Throw Spectator is. This is, as I said earlier, a canary card. If weapons are getting too good, this weapon attack gets -3 speed. That feels great. That feels very, very good. The best foundation versus the Aizawa deck in the mirror match. Unnerving Energy is by far my favorite card out of the starter decks. Once per turn, discard momentum. Your rival's check to play a card gets -2. Failure check is not in the combat phase. This card is sick. This card is sick. This card's so cool. I think this card, I'm gonna be playing it at very playable. I think this card is exceptionally good in a lot of characters. If you have a deck that doesn't have a momentum out under these 3 symbols, right? Like you don't have powerful, you don't have EX, or it's not readily available. This is breaker 2 on any attack, right? Next, you have to play a card. Sorry, this is breaker 2 on any card, or they discard a card. Imagine enhance, discard a momentum. They discard a card. That's a good ability. Enhance. Discard a momentum. Your opponent commits 2 resources. That's a good card. This card is fantastic. The only issue with it are these words right here. If you are bad with this card is going to feel bad. I think this is going to help the good players stay really good. This is a reason to like run like momentum, like snapping abilities. In like All Might 2, he has a momentum ability on his face. I'd rather use it on this 100 times. 100% of the time, I would rather use Unnerving Energy than to draw the card, right? Yeah, this card's fantastic, and I'm excited to play the heck out of it. One of my most excited cards to play in set 3. We'll move on. Once again, we're not talking about characters, so we're just going to move on to Aerial Drop. Airdrop says this deck gets 2 damage. Discriminant on this deck is stun 2. This card's bad. It's a 3 high for 6 as a 5 diff. And then discard a momentum, it gets stunned 2. Yeah, it's here at best. It's probably just not going to see play. It's probably just better combo weapons that exist. Not that any that come to mind, but like, that's it. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that Ultra did this. See it as a thing? How cool. Anywho. Binding Cloth Dropkick. Discard a card. This deck gets +4 damage. This card is sick. This card is insane. This card is super good. Discard a card for +4 damage is nuts. It's a 4 high for 8, 5 diff. Wowzers, that's very good. And this card's incredible, and I think more people should be playing it. It is both a kick and a weapon, but it combos with a weapon, and so like your void kick decks feel a little left out. But I think void weapons, all weapons, is gonna feel great. Water weapons isn't really a thing. But like this card's sick. This card's very cool. Binding Cloth Precision. I hate this card. This is actually my least favorite card, I think, from the set. Let's compare the words. How many words are on this card in comparison to how many words are on this card? How many words are on this card? And then how many words are on this card? This card is a lot of words. It's got too many words to be bad. Common names, look at the top card of your deck. You may discard it. Insane. If it's the 3rd card in your card pool, it gets +2/+2. If it's the 5th card in your card pool, it gets +3/+3. So 9 times out of 10, this isn't happening, right? But if it's the 3rd card in your card pool, it gets +2/+2. Happens a lot. Like a lot. And so it instantly becomes a 4 low for 5 on a 3 diff. And so like I just like check 5, check 5, check 5. And then my 3 diff's like a 4 low for 5. And that's without me pressing any other buttons. Literally none. When it does, it's in a 10 low for 6 and Eraserhead 2. Yeah, it's like this card is so good. I don't think that it is staple territory, right? I don't think that it's all the way up here, but I think it's at minimum mid tier. I think if you can, with a straight face, play this card, you very much should. I think it feels very good. We'll move on. Binding Cloth Whiplash. Common has this card as encounters with progressive difficulty. Yeah, this card's nuts in any drawable 6-hander or any 7-hander. I think this card is gonna be this card's gonna be at a 4 of because it's got a mid block. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just put up the staple. I think this card is so good. It's got a playable ability. It's a 5 diff that takes itself out of progressive. It's just as good as like Crow and Frog takedown, but it's a little bit more committal than Crow and Frog, right? You can Crow and Frog, say it doesn't count, do whatever buttons you want to push, and then be like, it's fine. Nobody ever wants to block this because when you say this card doesn't count as progressive, there's more coming, and that's what I think is really cool about the fact that this has a poor block modifier. Island. I like that the fact that it's slow. I think it's a 4 diff, too low for 5. I like this card. I think this card is sick. I think this card is so cool. Yeah. If they don't block it, then you build, and that's also a bug. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this card's sweet. With this and Chrome Frog, you can have Shoji 2 get 2 different zones with progressive difficulty. Shoji 2. Do you mean Ojiro 2? Daniel? Keep in mind that an Eraser has 4 speed. Correct, an Eraser has 4 speed. Yeah. This card in Shoji is fucked up. This card in Shoji is insane. Yeah, you thought Eraserhead gave it 4 speed. Shoji or Ojiro gives it 4 speed and it hits. This card doesn't combo with Crow Frog. You're right, but it does combo with Student of the Art, and Student of the Art says that I just slam my combo in, and then it doesn't count as progressive, and now this one doesn't count as progressive, and then I play this one, and then I give it the 3/3, and then I pick up the first one, and then I slam it down, and then blah 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 blah. Yeah, there's certainly schmoves you get to do with this. It's gonna be a staple for me. It's gonna be a staple for me. Move on to Binding Shoulder Rush. Combo ready one. Foundation that has not been ready this combat phase. The next combat attack you play this turn, it gets plus or -1 difficulty. It's a 5 diff 4 mid for 6, and I think that's really good. These base stats are very good. The abilities on the card are a little so-so, but I think if you can get them working, I think it's worth it. This card gives me big, long-lasting explosion energy, and I think at this point in the game, long-lasting explosion, it's mid tier. I would see this at like a 2 of and feel fine about it, right? It combos with an attack, but like the next combo you try to play this turn gets -1 difficulty, which means like you want to play a 3rd one. It feels really good with like 6-handers. This card's neat. This card's neat, but I don't think this card is anything too terribly to write home about. This card's fine. This card's fine. This card works good as the first and second attack. Yeah, because you just enhance your next combo, play gets easier, or you do it the second, and then it all this happens. Yeah, there's cool stuff here. Erasure Grasp. Let's read it. Seal around Foundation. This deck is plus X speed. X equals the printed difficulty of the Seal Foundation. This card's nuts. This card's so good. If you can get this combo enhance off, if you are down to spend the 5 diff on it, or the 6 diff because it's the second card, this card is incredible. Your next combo weapon attack is +3 damage. We don't care about that at all. We care about sealing their card. Everybody gets that. This is a tech piece. I think this card like a 1 or a 2 of is incredible, especially if you're under the water symbol where you don't have access to we don't have access to the other Eraserhead Ultra Rare. Seal blanks the card text for the entire turn, right? Correct. It certainly does. Yeah, it says that you don't have card text for literally the whole turn. And so like under the water symbol, you don't have access to Binding Cloth Capture, I think is the name of that card. It's the Aizawa Ultra Rare that gets easier to play. It does not remove keyword traits, if I recall. Correct. Yeah. All playable abilities, whatever. Yeah, this card's cool. I think it's only a tech piece though, because you're probably just gonna be replaced with the other one. Roundhouse Exhaust. Combo names. The speed of this damage cannot be reduced by rival effects. That's very good. And then its attack speed is 6 or greater. Commit 1 rival foundation. This card is probably a tech piece. It's a 4/3, 3 mid for 5. It has EX2. I think it's really cool in things like Ida 3. I think this card's really cool in Ida 3. Under these 2 symbols. This card says, like, being able to point and click and, like, selectively get rid of a foundation is, like, really, really good. And so I think for that reason, it's a tech piece, probably. Thank you so much. Probably like a tech piece or something, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fun. And then we'll do the last one, total erasure binding. Let me see if I can find a better place for this. Put this up here. Weapon combo. A weapon combo. Powerful 3. Common hands seal through rival foundations. Period. Your rival cannot play abilities on the character during this attack. I'm not a fan of this card. I think this card's not that great. With that said, I have died to this card specifically because I couldn't use my character during the attack. I think at best it's mid tier. And this powerful 3 is incredible. Powerful 3 feels great, but like this is fun. I don't know. Do we just praise Erasure Grasp? We praised Erasure Grasp because it also gets speed. I just don't value the fact that this is combo weapon combo. I think this is really hard to do. I think this is the thing that I'm not sold on, as opposed to this is just combo attack, right? Like I can play this in literally any deck. I have to play both combos and weapons in order to make this work. I can't play this in my combo deck, and I can't play this in my weapon deck. I have to play it in my combo weapon deck, and and for those reasons, I'm out. Yeah. Let's move on to the foundations. We've been at it for 40 minutes, and I'm not even out of the rival decks. This is gonna be our stream today. Acrobatic. After you block with this card, remove it. Whoop. This card's nuts. Enhance, destroy. This deck gets -1 speed, playable while committed. This card's nuts. This card's so good. Think about how good all of you out there have played like blocking and then getting rid of the point of blocking with face shield is I actually wanted to get rid of the card out of my card pool and still make the block happen. This card is so good. And then destroy, playable while committed, -1 speed. It means that it's allowed to be stunned. It means you're allowed to commit it for costs. It means like there's so much. And then like think about how good like shock absorption is, right? Shock absorption is a good ass card, but the fact that like all it does is minus the speed, I think this card's great. And this card's very, very good. Binding Cloth Mastery. It's a weapon card, which is cool. Enhance Flip a Foundation. This attack gets -1 damage. Enhance Commit. The next action you try to play has Binding his name. It gets -2 difficulty. I think this card is a tech piece. I think I could see this card being played like a 2 of just for that top enhance. Flip a Foundation that gets -1 damage. Good evening, Carrie. And then the bottom enhance is neat. The only issue that I'm having with the card, honestly, is this number here. The fact that it's a 2/4 with a 1 mid block. 1 mid block is great, don't get me wrong, but the fact that it's a 4 is the reason it's not higher, right? But I think this looks good probably as a tech piece, maybe mid tier. I mean, 2's like the most, right? 2's the most. I'm probably gonna actually put it in a tech piece. I think it's it. Yeah. Closing in. Did I miss closing in? I missed closing in? It's not on the tier list? All right, let's talk about it. E-flip your combo attack is +2 speed. It's probably also sitting up here with very playable. Just as the combo attacks get to do cool stuff. I can't believe I missed that card. I must like not have downloaded it. Weird. Anyway, yeah, it's this card's playable. It's a 1/5 2 high block. It's your combo attacks get +2 speed. It's good. We'll move on to Daunting Message. E-flip, if the current health is less than half your maximum health, commit 1 rival foundation. This card is very playable. Beautiful spam. Selectively commit a rival foundation. The only reason that it's not a 4 of is because it's not a 0 diff like this one. But this card is so incredibly close. If you don't have a good spam slot, this is the first thing to increase. But this is probably at the very playable stage. That's right. That's right. I have it at least. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat. Yep. I think the flip on point committed isn't worth it. I think it's very so it's good when you have more than one out, right? Sorry, it's better than what is that card? The Denki card, the discard momentum commit one, or destroy a foundation commit one, destroy itself. Yeah, it's this card's very good. Dedicated instructor. Enhance, flip this range attack. Enhance, flip this range attack gets -3 damage. This card's fine. It's probably mid tier. The only reason that it's not up here is the 6. Sorry, this should be down here as well in mid tier. The only reason it's not here is because it doesn't have the 6. But it says your range attack gets -3 damage, and ranged attacks have are the most represented keyword. Why is it not a 6 check? Who knows? I honestly have no idea. It seems not fair. It seems not fair. Because he's hurt. Yeah, it's probably mid tier. It's not gonna see a ton of play, but like it's another canary card. If this card's seeing play, then it's silly. Dropping in from above. Enhance commit, your high attack gets +2 damage, period. Enhance if your first attack this turn was not blocked, your attack gets +1 damage. This is just like a different flavor of class win introductions, right? This card might just be bad. It just is damage scaling across everything. This card's really good in Eraserhead too. This card's really good here. The question is like, when do you play it with anything else? It is funny with ambush tactics, I guess. Yeah. If this attack was, if first attack was blocked. Yeah, but that's like a lot of 2 diff slots to do things. Yeah. It's crazy and Froppy too. I love that. I love that for us. I love that. Dropping in from above, the Froppy 2 tech. Yeah, this card's probably just bad. This card's probably not going to see any play on a deck list. Exhausted exclamation. Enhance commit if your character's committed to draw 1 card. I think this card is going to be a tech piece, if not mid tier. I mean, this is just their version of coping, right? This is their version of the draw power. In characters that can, like, in Asui, this card's like an obvious staple, right? But like, I think in most, oh, you guys can't see this. Pull it back just a smidge. I wish, could I go like halfway? How do I go halfway? Huh. Exhausted Kami Woods. Yeah. Like there's gonna be characters that like absolutely love this card. But like I think put myself in the bottom right. There. Is that good? Yeah, this card's cool. It's probably just mid tier though. Probably like that's all. Take myself off the screen. You guys just want the chair back. We'll move on. Patient observation. Breaker 1. Enhanced commit. Discard momentum. This tech gets -4 speed. Here's our 6 check. This card's probably bad, but people... So this card is going to be the Eda 2 tier, right? But it's probably tech piece just because it's commit discard momentum. If it just said discard momentum for -4 speed, I think I'm in. I think I'm very, very in. But it's a little overcosted. I like the breaker on it. I think breaker's neat. 6 check. I think a 1-of's perfect for this, actually. Yeah. And then prone to dry eyes. Response once per turn after this card is committed due to your rival's effect. Ready to face down foundations. Play ball committed. Enhance discard a card. Your attack gets +1 damage for the rest of this turn. This card sucks. This card's not good. I think that this card being a 3 diff, unless you have a way to fuel this to all high heavens, I think that there's no reason to play it just because of this top response. My big thing about this card is, at least under the water symbol, right? listen to the water symbol, I get to take and just play Rescue Completed, which is a card that I want gone out of the format anyways. As soon as Rescue Completed is gone, I see this card stocks shooting up. But like as the format currently is, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I think it's the biggest eat at 2 tier. Yeah. But enough about that. We're finally done with the rival decks. Let's get to the real meat and potatoes. We're only 50 minutes in. All right, Command Pigeon Flock. Let's read it together. Enhance, build an ally foundation from discard pile. Enhance, discard a momentum. This deck gets 1 damage for each ally in your card pool. Even at best, I think this card is very playable. I don't see us playing 4 of this card. I don't think there's quite enough ally cards in the set in order to make it good. But it's cool. It's cool. That last card, wouldn't that be good in Tokoyami? If it had the symbols for Tokoyami, sure. This card will get crazier in time. Yeah. As the game goes on, this card will certainly get better. But at the moment, I'm not in love with it. It's fine. I think there's probably just better things. Honestly, this card could easily end up being like a 2 of, and I think I'd be okay with it. I think that being here, I think it would also be acceptable. I think I'd be okay with it. 4 diff, 4 high for 5 is still fine. It's not though. It's not because of the options that you have. It's not as good as building in a 0 diff. Yeah. Like this card's very good, right? Actually, this card might actually be like super good. I think actually for the characters that can play it, I think this card's a staple. I think the bottom enhance is incredible. I think this thing right here is like a little fucked up. This ability on this card is very, very strong. And so like, yeah, had an ally attack from your discard pile to your momentum playable while committed. Yeah, this is good. But like this is hard to do, right? And so like I probably in most decks it's probably gonna end up here if not here. But like snap, if I play ally cards, snap put it. There's no reason not to put one of these in, right? This is not a life card. This is a chaos card, right? This card does not have 2 other symbols. These don't have allies. This does. Yeah. There's that is. Skipping Ojiro, going to Karate Chop. Yeah. 4/3, 4 mid for 4. Your rival commits a foundation for each different printed attack zone in your card pool. Discard 1 rival momentum. This card is great. Ojiro enhance. Your rival flips 1 foundation, period. Mid tier? I think it's a 2 of in the Ojiro decks that I'm going to be playing. My thing about it is the fact that it discards a rival momentum is incredible, and I get to pick the momentum, which is where its strength comes in. Being able to commit 2, maybe 3 foundations is cool. In an Ojiro, it's like a 7 mid for 7, 4 diff that my rival has stun 3 on it. It's very good. It's heroic strike, right? It's heroic strike with another line of text on it. Yeah, this card's good. I've only ever played heroic strike in a 2 of in my decks, so like that's all I can say about this card. Student of the Arch. Boop. In every deck that's not Ojiro, this card sucks. This card is abysmally bad. This card is one of the worst cards I've ever seen in my entire life. Atrocious. In Ojiro, it's a staple. You have to play 4 of it, right? You have to play 4 of this card. This card is not fair in Ojiro. This card sucks. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for somebody to prove me wrong with this card. I think this card is so abysmally bad. Yeah, this card sucks. I cannot stand this card. There were other cards like this in Standard, and I also thought they sucked. And I was playing a character with like Ojiro gimmicks, and I was just like, man, I hate this. It was on like an attack. It was like a 4 low for a 5 or something like that. That added 1 in. This is the issue, right? It's those words right there. If it didn't have this. It would be neat. It'd be, right, Zanji? It'd be neat. Under the all symbol, I get to take and I get to bring in a surprise capture net. Right? That's cool. This card sucks. This card's not good. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about more fun cards. Like Tentacle Tactics. Hey! Tentacle Tactics. Tentacle Tactics. Woo! Alright, let's be more real with it. Let's try. Let's try. It's a 5 diff, 3 check, 4 high for 6 that says pay 2, get 2 damage. It's a 4 high for 8 in everybody. It's a 2 mid block with breaker 1. It's fine. It's a high attack with the life symbol. It's a slam. So maybe in like eventually slam tribal does something. Bottom hand sucks. This card's just blank as hell, and that's my issue with it. This card's bad. I don't even think Shoji will play it. Or sorry, Shoji has to play it because of this, right? But like if you take the Shoji enhance off, not even Shoji plays it. Does not give a shit. Window shopping. First form flip, reveal the top card of your deck. You may play the revealed card as your next form. This card's mid tier. It's a 2/5/3 mid block. I don't care about the Shoji stuff. This card's neat. I like this card a lot. I like this card exclusively for just like looking at the top card of my deck. It's just like a different version of Destined for Mainstream Success. The only issue is it is competing for other 2/5/3 mid block slots, right? I don't think that I want 3 copies of this card in my deck because I want to spread the wealth of what my deck can do, which is where it's mid tier, if not even tech piece. I'm down. This is the one of the sickest flow cards of all time, which I am down to like take out a flow card to put in a disruption card out of my sideboard. It's probably like if I was thinking competitively about what I want to do, this is probably where I'm at until we can get something that like stacks a card on top of my deck, right? I think like until we get that, I'm here for it. I here for a tech piece. We'll move on. Brutish Swagger, 5/3/2 high block, 4 mid for 6. Taunt, the best keyword in the game. Fury, enhance. If this is the only card in your card pool, draw 1 card, period. Enhance. If you have drawn 2 or more cards this combat phase, this attack gains stun 2. If this is the only card in your card pool, draw a card. If you've drawn 2 or more cards this combat phase, this attack gains stun 2. So this card's cool in Kirishima. This card's cool in All Might. This card's cool in a lot of places. This card has the Fury keyword. So like Earth All Might gets to like play Howitzer Impact Cyclone like and feel better about it. You just like first form draw your 3 cards and then like play this and then give it stun 2. It's the only card in your card pool. I'll draw another one. I'll play Howitzer Impact Cyclone. It combos. I'll draw more cards. I'll slam more momentum. Fire All Might 2. Yeah, that works. If I've drawn 2 or more cards this combat phase. Yeah, because you get to discard the momentum. All Might 3. Yeah, under all. Huh. Yeah, there's things that you get to do with this card. I think it's probably very playable to mid tier. It's like a 2 or a 3 of. I think it's gonna be hard pressed for it to be a staple, just because it like if you draw 2 of them in a turn, one of them's dead. One of them only is stun 2, and it's still the middest attack of all time. It's 4 mid for 6. It's probably, I'm gonna leave it very playable. I think 3 of this card might be exactly what we need. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see. I think this card might be another one of those starts good, then goes bad. But I'm down to have it at playable for now. Yeah. That's where it is. That's where we'll leave it. Talented Baker. Your tech gets 1 speed, only playable if you've drawn a card this combat phase. Then Sato responds to the start of your end phase. If you play 3 or more attacks this turn, draw a card. So in Sato 1 and 2, this is a staple. It's a 4 of. This card is cracked. This card is fucking nuts. This card is so good. Holy shit. The craziest card of all time. The words on this card are so insane. This card's silly. This card makes me want to play Sato competitively. And everybody else, I think it's like a mid-tier to bad. It's not a tech piece. It's either you play 2 or you play none. You play no more. It's +1 speed if I've drawn a card, which is neat, but under 2 of these symbols, I have this card. Just let me get hit a little bit, right? Just let me get hit a little bit. It's competing for a 2/5/3 low block slot, and I don't think this card without this bottom text is good enough. I just don't think it's good enough. We'll move on to Blood Moon Rending. Weapon combo attack weapon. Combo enhance. Discard 1 card. Your rival reveals their hand. Choose 1 card to reveal this way and remove it. Enhance. Remove 2 weapon cards from discard piles. Attack gets 3 damage. This card's gonna be played at 4 of a bunch. This is another one of those engine cards. This card's nuts. This card's so good. This is the end of a string. You're not gonna have a hand. Do you guys remember when this was a once per game ability? You guys remember that? You guys remember Sero 1 saying that once per game I got to do this? Well now I get to do it 5 times a game. Nezu gets this once per game as well. Yeah, right? Yeah, this is insane. This is an incredibly good card. And look how yoked Stain is. He's fucking thick with it, dude. Look at the bicep definition. Who needs a nose when you got biceps like that? Yeah, this card's nuts. This card's so good. It's gonna be the engine in so many cards. And so many decks. I think that this card is good enough to like not have to in Sero at least to like not have to run Tape Swing. I think Tape Swing just is out now, which is really good. We'll move on. On to page 2. Only an hour in. Influencing the Youth. This card's a tech piece. Form. Remove name of foundation, commit all copies of the name card in both stages. Yo, you got a problem card, you're so obvious, I'll remove it. I'll call you're so obvious, we'll get rid of them. I think this card being a 1 of in the main board is not a big deal, but you're right, it is a sideboard piece. This card feels very good. Were you having a problem with those resistances, turning all those cards sideways and then giving a minus damage? This card's super good. Super good. But Tam, I need it as a 4x because I want to commit like 6. Yeah, this card's great. This card's super good. Black Hole Void. Enhance. Your rival removes 1 foundation from their hand. If they have 2 or fewer cards in their hand, they draw 1 card. 13 enhance. Commit 1 rival foundation. I think this card's not very good. If this card wasn't mid, I'd be down. If this card is a high or a low, I'm here for it. But it's a 4 mid for 5. It's got a great block. The 13 enhance is incredible. It's very good. If they didn't draw cards at all, right? If it actually just said if your rival has 3 or more cards in their hand, they discard a card, I think I'm down, right? Yeah, it's not that great. It's not that great. But it's an uncommon, so like maybe if you can get this thing big, maybe. But then you have to get it big as 13 because because this is the real ability. This ability's tight. This ability's sick. I also guess like this ability's fine. right? If they're holding 3 cards, just getting to rip one out of their hand, and then like if they choose to block this, the only thing is like this card's just not scary, right? It just slammed them for 5 damage, and 5 is kind of like not that big of a deal. Range card for Air Snipe. Can't escape me. Response destroy. After your rival plays an ability on a non-character card that adds any number of cards to their hand, cancel it. I would not be surprised if we are seeing this card at a 4 of in every single deck here in the future. I then think it's going to peter off as the format ebbs and flows. This is where the card starts, and this is where it's going to end, and it's going to hover right here. It is going to be a 2 of in everything for the rest of time. But I'm going to be playing it at a 4 of in every deck that I can. At least 3 in the main, 1 in the side. This response is so incredibly good, and it stops so much. It stops so much. And then the Deadlock Enhance is disgusting. It's actually insane. There have been other copies of this ability on cards in the game before, and they've never had this second ability. It's always just been like a different version of playing this card, right? There's some that are like playable while committed, and some that are a flip cost as opposed to a destroy, but none of them have had this bonus text, and this bonus text is insane. This bonus text is so good. This is some real ass Deadlock, and this card is so good, and it has a hilarious picture of Ayama on it. I think that the XR version of this card is going to be one of the most expensive uncommons in the game. This card's so good. So good. We'll move on. Sudden Death Assault. 3 mid for 5. Charge Fury, powerful 3. Enhance if your rival tries to block this attack. With mid block, their check to block gets -3. Enhance remove to momentum. Your rival loses 5 health. This effect cannot reduce your rival below 5. This effect can't kill them. If your character is Shigaraki, remove this attack after it resolves. I think at most it's mid-tier. Dinky 2 loves this card? You're right. Dinky 2 loves this card. That's tight. The bottom enhances a nerf in Shigaraki? You're not wrong. Yeah. In Shigaraki 2 at least. Because you want that momentum, right? Because you want it. So this card says, like, I hit them with it and I commit another one. Maybe if it wasn't a 5 diff, I think I'd be into it, right? Like if it was a 5 diff, 3 mid for 4, I think that had all this on it, I think I'd be actually very into it. But it's a 5/5, right? It deserves to be a 5 diff because it's 5 damage. It's also burning them for 5. I don't know. This is probably where I end up here. I think this card is a sick 1 of in Shigaraki 1. One of the best uses for your momentum that you can have, right? It's like you get a free burn 5 in Shiggy 1. That's so good. Yeah, I don't know if it's even in Shigaraki 2. I don't think it's a 4 of. Yeah, it's probably here. I don't know. It's a charge. What does that matter? Why do we care this charge? VP. Charge for chaos. Dinky 2. I'm still not sure why being a charge matters. Why does being a charge matter? I'm lost. Combos with double jab pummel. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, there's things you can do. Yo, Dustin, thank you for the Patreon. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna move you. Put you there. Yeah, this is where I'm gonna put it. I think it's a tech piece. I don't think the card's that great, honestly. Nothing to see here. 2/5/3 mid block. Enhance commit. If your mid or fury attack is completely blocked, your rival destroys 1 foundation. Enhance, discard momentum. This attack gets -3 speed. The decks that want to play this card are going to play it at a 4 of. This card I think is nuts. I think this card is so good, chat. This is another one of those cards that I'm excited to get my hands on. I'm playing Death Ochako 2, and I slam one of these on my 4 of with unique. Absolutely, Daniel. I slam one of these on my board on turn 1, and I've built out my 4 foundations. I then take and you build out your 5 foundations, and I slam my Gale Force Punch on the table, and I blow up your best thing. And then I commit nothing to see here, and then look at them and go, you want to block it? No? Okay, I'll hit you for the 6, and I'll pick it back up, and I'll slam it back down. All right, I will then blow up the next resource that I want to blow up. You're losing 2 foundations this turn, right? This card in tandem with Merciless Rush says that if they block it, they fully block it, they blow up 2 resources. This card's really, really good, chat. This card is a really, really good way for you to lock your opponent out of the game. It's just Evil Gaze on the table, right? It's just Evil Gaze on the table every single turn. Nuts. So good. I'm very glad it says the words completely blocked, so you can still partially block it, but still. What a beating. What an absolute beating. I think the players that want to play the card are going to play it at a 4 of. If not, they'll drop it down to a 3 of. This is probably where it is. Yeah, partial blockage G1. True. Oh no, here's where people start to hate me. Invisible Infiltration. It's a 3 low for 5 Hakagure Breaker 2. Enhances attack, gets +1 damage for every 4 foundations in your rival stage. Enhance. Remove 1 foundation from either stage. After the attack resolves, the owner of the removed foundation builds it from the removed pile face up. At most, it's here. At the absolute most. I have heard of people like wanting to do this bottom enhance in Moneta with sticky balls, right? Just like, oh, I'll sticky balls you, then I'll Moneta 2 and put it in, and then I'll unflip my sticky balls for next turn. This card says stun 2 every turn. And it's a low attack. It's fine. It's fine. I think that there's so little that you actually want to do with this card. Here's what I'll say, right? If this said at the end of the turn, if this said it at the start of the end phase, you built it back, I'm in. This is sick. This card's so sweet, right? I snipe a piece off of their board for the entire turn. I snipe a piece off of my board for the entire turn, and then I get to rebuild it back. I'm in. How cool. Prove me wrong. I think you just have to prove me wrong. I think this is here. Starts good then bad. No. Sorry, it is here. It is here. Yeah, I think you guys need that. This needs to be good. I wish to share symbols of Yugo 1 because it's great unflip. Besides that, there you go. Imagine if we had coordinated, but we don't. But we don't though. We don't have that card. That's not a card. That's not a thing we have. Sorry, we have it at home. It's up here somewhere. Where's it at? There it is. Yeah. Anyway. Cheerleader! Unless they unban it at some point, they will not. No shot that happens. Cheerleader. Response remove. Discard 1 momentum : after an attack is played against Flash, period. Hakagure first form, we both build a foundation off the top of our deck. This card is a mid-tier card. I think this card is going to be a 2 of. I think where it's going to start in the meta, though, is it's going to be all the way up here, and that is a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think that you need 4 of this card. I think even in the Hakagure decks, truthfully, I think this is where it's going to be. I think that discard momentum is going to be a pretty high cost, but giving a move flash is good. Giving a move flash is very good. 2, 5, 3 mid block. It's great. I think 2 is exactly where it needs to be. And they have beautiful, beautiful promos. Some of the best promos, I think. I think it's a 4x in Hokage because of the form, not the response. I don't think so, because I think if they have 8 or fewer foundations, you don't actually want to give them the momentum, or you don't want to give them the cards. If they had 8 or more, I think I'd be down. But this doesn't actually. This is a bad restriction to make the card feel it though. I want the foundations though. No. No, you don't. Just build them. Just play the game like the rest of us mortals. On to the back page stuff. We've got engine trouble. Enhance, remove, commit one rival, asset or foundation. This card's fine. It's a tech piece. It's a sideboard piece. It's fine. I don't think it's splendid. It's fine. It's a canary card. Yeah, it's neat. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I think it's big sideboard tier. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Flex your might. This card does not count for aggressive to play attacks. First form, both players may reveal one attack from their hand. If you reveal an attack with a higher printed damage than your rival, draw 2 cards, period. Response card pool. After your attack deals damage, your rival commits 1 foundation. So, this is one of the build around ultra rares in the set. This card is so unbelievably sick. This card is very, very cool, and I think a lot of people are going to die to this card. I think where it ends up in the format, though, is probably here, and they're very playable. I think that this is going to be too much just because of the words first form, but I'm here for it. First form and draw 2 cards is incredibly scary. I think this brings a lot of power into Order Denki. I think is the person who's going to play this probably the best. Just off the top of my head, right? If my attack deals damage, my rival commits 1. If it's blocked, I selectively commit 1. If it's partially blocked, I commit 1 and you commit 1. Nuts. I jam them with it and I slam all of these, including Flexion of Might, into my momentum. He has a printed 7 damage move inside of his kit with the Blitz Rush, right? So it's easy to reveal I'll show you the 7 diff, and I'm just going to hold the 7 diff because I just get to draw 2 cards off of this every turn. This is a draw 2 off of these 3 symbols, and we just didn't have that before. It's just cool. It's just very, very cool. I think it's going to start the format here, but it's going to end the format here, is what I'm thinking. There's a lot. Nullify. 3/4/4 high block. Response. After rival plays a non-character enhance ability, cancel it. Remove this card from the game when it leaves your card pool, period. Response. Remove discard 2 momentum. After rival plays an ability on their character, cancel it. This card is the sickest one of. There it goes. I think this card's sick as a 1-of. I think it's very, very cool. Because of its high cost, I don't think you can play 4 of it, right? It is certainly not revoke from the standard set, a 0/5 that cancels anything, and also lets you build foundations. But I think this card is good. I think being able to like how many times have you guys seen me on stream play as Todoroki 1 and then just cancel a good ability, right? I cancel being able to response nullify a latent skill, right? Or your opponent, you ready? This card is going to your opponent's gonna play 5% full cowling, right? They're gonna discard their hand and try and draw 3, and you're gonna nullify them. And they're gonna look at you and go, well then, I'll pass my enhance. And you go, yeah, I'll pass, and I'll take the 6. I'll commit my character. I don't care. You have a turn? Anything? No? All right, I'll go. Right? This card has the potential to end turns. This card has the potential to cancel huge powerfuls. Imagine burst speed, right? Imagine burst speed. My opponent slams 6 momentum and 6 momentum into their thing. I'll give this thing EX75. Attempt to double its damage, or attempt to give it damage, and you go nullify. I'll take 5. 5's fine. I'll take my 6. It's fine. Do you have anything else? No? That was gonna kill me? Okay. All right, I'll draw. Yeah, this card's gonna save a lot of lives, I think. But I think it's a 1-of. I think anybody who puts it in the bad tier just doesn't actually know how to play it. Yeah. Recovery time. 2/5/1 mid block. Breaker 1, response remove after you take 5 or more damage, gain 4 health. Response after this card leaves your hand due to your rival's effect, draw 2 cards. If I had a sideboard tier, that's where I would put it. I think this card at most ends up being mid-tier and then puts more in the sideboard, maybe. It's a 1 mid-block with Breaker 1. Like, that's good enough. And then if you... Thank you, Josh. If you don't happen to hit the minus... the block, you just, like, gain 4 as long as you don't die, right? Just says since your opponent's attack got minus 4 damage, which is decent. Like, that's a decent chunk, right? Yeah, I think this card's good. I just don't think it's like... It's certainly not here, right? It's not here. If Barrett gets his way and Void discard takes over, this is our savior, right? I guess. I think it's probably just mid-tier. It can't be a tech piece because I think it's not quite good enough to be there. But it's probably sideboard, if not bad. Okay. Battle Arena. Terrain. While this card is in your stage at the end phase. Wait, where did I put this tech piece? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, we'll put it back up to mid tier. Let's go to your stage at the start of the end phase. Players who dealt damage this turn may add the top card of their deck to their momentum period response commit after you make a check to play an attack. That check gets +2. I think of all of these, I think this is the one that is the closest to staple that we will find because it counts as 2 foundations. Otherwise, I think this one is probably in the very playable slot just because of this 2 mid block, right? Do you think there's going to be enough terrains in the format that playing at least one in your sideboard to cancel their terrain becomes a thing? Maybe. Which is a very cool place to exist in the format. I think that's very cool. I know that I love terrains. I think terrains are some of the coolest things you can do with design space. So I know that I'm going to be playing this card, and this card shares all 3 symbols with Shigaraki 2, a character that I'm very interested in playing. And so like being able to just steal extra momentum is incredible. It's very, very good. Yeah, it's cool. I'm all for reading Battle Arena with Electro Stomp. Sounds sick for aggressive evil decks. Oh no, that's really good. No, that's really good. That's really good. Huh. All right. But probably like all of these are probably going to end up at mid tier, if not tech pieces. Such as Deku's Notebook, enhance your turn, remove your rival reveals their hand. You can change the zone of this attack. This is the biggest tech piece of my life. Knowing what's in their hand is incredible. Being able to change your zone is super, super good. Just depends on like how do you get there, right? We're playing 10 million attacks. Yeah, you also get to play a cool student in that kind of a deck. So there's that. Grenadier Bracers. If you've destroyed a foundation this enhanced step, this deck gets +1 damage. Enhanced commit, this deck gets 1 damage for each foundation you've destroyed this turn. This card's neat. I think it's played in a Bakugo, and it's probably a 2x. I understand that it's unique, but like this ability is just damn good. It's just so good. I think it's really playable in Bakugo 2. I think this gives Bakugo 2 a lot of stock. I think this card's incredible in Bakugo 2, actually. Saying that all of your foundations are 2 speed and 1 damage is nuts, actually. Very good. UA High. While this card is in your stage at the end of the each player's turn, that player may draw 1 card and discard 1 card. That sounds cool. Enhance Remove. Add an ally card from discard pile to your hand. This is another one of those that I could easily see at very playable, depending on how good the ally card's get. Enhance, remove a not foundation, draw a card. This card is gonna cause the most judge calls with that you have destroyed wording. You're correct, Daniel. Yeah, this card is good. I like this card a lot. I know that personally, like, I'm not gonna be playing it very much. Like Tam's personal tier list is probably down here. But like this ability, as soon as we get good ally cards, on these other symbols, it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be very, very good. So it's probably closer to mid tier. The USJ, 2/5, 2 low block. While this card is ready, the second attack each player plays during their turn gets +2/+2. Response commit. After you commit a foundation, do your rival's effect. Draw 1 card or commit 1 rival foundation. Period. This card in Order Todoroki 2, I think, is insane. This card is a second copy of one of your once per games or once per turns. Once per turn, my thing will get +2/+2 and stun. Send it. Oh, I'll slam my next card down, right? And then after I commit a foundation due to my rival's effect, draw a card or commit 1 rival foundation, I get to pick the foundation. I think this card's incredibly good. The only thing that I'm nervous about is it says while this card is ready in the stage, and so like all my opponent has to do is just not stream dying for anybody else. It's not saying that I've dropped any frames. I'm gonna keep going because I'm recording a video. Yeah, I think this card's really, really good. It is a good ass card. It's probably just a tech piece though, right? Yeah, that's probably where I'd leave it. Only about 50 more. Yeah, close to 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70. We'll get a rockin'. Blitzny. This attack gets 1 speed for each kick in your card pool. Deadlock in hands, unflip a foundation, flip 1 rival foundation. That deadlock is really, really good. I mean, it's a 3 diff, which is spooky. It's a 1 high for 3, which in Ida 2 is a 2 high for 5 on a 3 diff. It's very good. I think I'm going to put this... I don't know. It's probably just bad in anybody that's not Ida. Right? I mean, it's an earth kick, which is good, which seems cool, but I think it's just like better void kicks, right? The question is how do we get this number higher? If we can figure out how to get this number higher late in the string, I think I'm in for it. Right? Like if we had a this deck gets extra damage equal to its speed, equal to speed bonus, I'm down. But we just don't have that. We just don't have that. So at the moment, I think I'm gonna have to put it in the bad tier. And now we're gonna take a small break and I'm gonna see if I can fix my internet. Okay, we're back. All right, let's move on to Blue Flame Palm Strike. Punch powerful 3, enhance, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card, reveal this way to your momentum, and discard the rest. I think this is the sickest 2, if not 3 of all time. I'm gonna leave it at 3. I love this 5 mid for 3 stat. I think that's very, very cool. And then just like enhance, get a momentum is just good. it's really, really good. Yeah, I think this card is great. Would I keep pausing the stream to make sure that you guys can see it? If you need to, reload the stream, reload Twitch. But it's a 5 mid for powerful 3, and that's very good. Yeah, this card's sick. This card for sure is very playable. Branching Snare. Branching Snare. 4/3, 3 mid for 4, slam, stun 1. Responsive to play this card. The next attack that's played gets +2 damage or -2 speed. If your character's committed, change the zone of your next attack you play this turn. Tim Freely by Love You. I think this card's bad. It has this keyword on it, and that's just like a not relevant keyword. I'm sure one day there'll be a character that cares about this keyword, but like it hasn't happened yet. And then like your next one gets +2 damage. If your character's going to change the zone, like none of these are like high impact abilities. It's fine. Brandish Steel. If not play this one other weapon attack this turn, gets -3 damage. Deadlock enhances the seconds include blocks. It still deals 4 damage. It's a 3 high for 7. This card also gets to be a staple. I think this card is also cracked. I think there's no reason not to play 4 of this card in the decks that want to play like weapon cards. It's just a 3 high for 7, and like Eraserhead 2, this like instantly comes in as like a 5 high for 7 out of nowhere. This card is so sick. It just slings. It just hits so hard. I love it. I think this card's so cool. And it's got a great deadlock. Yeah. If it's completely blocked, it still deals 4 damage, and Shigaraki does 9 damage. Don't go to 11 foundations, dummy. Yeah, it's great. It's super good. And at the very worst, right? Like if I have to play this card off the bat, it's still just a 3 high for 4, right? Like it's not like it loses 6 damage or something crazy like that. Like it's still just like a normal ass 4 diff. It just doesn't have any text. Like if you're having to play this card, it's combo without combo, right? Yeah, I think this card is very good. Compression Sphere. It is a 4 high for 6 with charge EX2 and range. Response after you block with this card, your rival discards 1 momentum and loses 1 health, period. This effect cannot reduce your rival below 1 health. If either player has lost 2 or more health this turn, this attack gains stun 2. So I think personally, I think this card is bad. I think this card is bad, but I think what actually is going to happen is like more sets are going to come out and it's going to eat it to me. I think this is the biggest eat it 2 that I have. Yeah, this card's fine. Honestly, I'm just not too here for it, actually. This isn't my card, and I get that. I think that you could if this card didn't say that it couldn't kill them, I think that I would play this card a lot more, right? If this is the one thing that could kill them, you know? But it can't, so yeah. And I think this condition is actually really hard. It's really hard. You ready? If it was a response, right? Hit me with this. If it was a response that said against Breaker 2 or Stun 2 or Breaker 2, I think I'm in, right? But other than that, it's fine. It's fine. Death Arm Wall Up. Now we're talking. Punch, power for 2 charge. Enhance against speed. For each momentum discarded for this enhanced step. Card's great. Enhance, flip 1 committed rival foundation. This card's nuts. This card's cracked. I get to pick the committed foundation. That's as good as a 3 diff. This card's so good. Denki 1 kill move. Denki 1 kill move. That's what this is. These cards are very playable. It's got a solid high block. It's freaking fast. It's fast on face for no reason, and it only gets faster, and it has powerful 2. This card is great. This card's so good, and it's a punch. It's a death punch. It's nuts. Actually nuts. This card is super good. You can now play safety death punch Bakugo 1 and feel good about it. This thing can be looped in Ojiro 3. Yeah. This thing can be looped in Ochako 3. Oh, because you can pick it back up. Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think this card's great. There's not much else we can say about it. Ectoplasm clones. You can have 8 of this card in your deck. Ectoplasm enhance. It gets 4 damage. Your next check to play gets +1. Anybody that's not Ectoplasm, I don't think is gonna play this because you miss out on the it gets an extra damage and the check to play the attack gets +1. But I think that I'm excited to see somebody do something with the card. In Ectoplasm, it's gonna be the 4 of or 8 of or whatever, right? Because that's cool, that's neat. But I don't think it's actually that good. So I'm actually going to pull it back down here. I think in everybody else, it's just not good, right? Gets speed damage for every copy of Ectoplasm. It starts off very slow, right? All by its lonesome. It's a 4 diff, 3 high for 4. And that's not good. That's just not good. But it can scale exceptionally well. Ectoplasm just gets to find more of them. And that's just like, that's where it has to be. Yeah, I'm not sure we're allowed to mess around with it. Engine boost. Response. After you ready one or more foundation during attack, it gets +1 damage. Enhance. If its attack speed is 6 or greater, add the top card data to momentum. This card's fucking insane. This card's... Oh. This card is correct. This card is so incredibly good. This card's very, very playable. Beautiful. This is the low block void order kick that all the kick engines were looking for. Was this low block. The other kick that was available to you was the one that says like enhance commit if this move's not blocked, draw a card or draw 2 or whatever. This card slaps. This card's so good. Yeah, this card's so sick. I don't have anything else to say about it. Ingenious Reciprocal Burst, right? Yeah. I think Ito wants to play this card too, right? Just get a free momentum is just good. It's just good. And then like you hit them with this 6 mid for 6, and then it goes to momentum, and you stole an extra momentum. Like you get to pretend to be Shigaraki 2 for the turn. That's crazy. Extendo Hair Strike. Enhance, commit 1 foundation, this attack gets +1 damage and +1 to its EX rating. This enhance is playable any number of times this enhance step. Deadlock enhance, your next check to play a card gets +5. I think that this is where this card's going to be. I think this is where this card is going to land on the list. But with that said, I think this probably is in the very playable. It's probably the 3 of category. This card is such a sick kill condition. It already, like, there's no reason this card has stun 1 on it, right? Like, it's already so crazy fast. It's only going to get faster. It's getting a bunch of damage as well. You get to spirit bomb people with this card. It's very, very good. With that said, though, right? Deadlock is just, like, incredibly dangerous to be in, right? So, at most, this thing has EX10 and then +10 damage, so it's a 5 high for 13 essentially without pressing any other buttons. Not sure what much other buttons you can press, right? But if you can slam to the 10 foundations and then commit them all and then do the thing, then I mean, by all power to you, you know? Yeah, I'm here for it. Let's look at Fierce Whirlwind. Enhance response card pool, flip 1 foundation, your card pool, : after rival plays an ability on the committed foundation, destroy it. That's incredible. Flip 1 foundation in your card pool. It's very good. Enhance, destroy X foundations, ready X foundations. This card's a sideboard card. So it's probably here in the tech piece slot, but I'd probably play it here. This is probably where I would play it. It's a 4 high for 5 charge with the air symbol that re-readies your entire board, or half your board, right? Because you destroy half and then ready them all back. I think there is something to be played here. Death Mina 2 might just love this card. Yeah, if she can find any... Oh, she can flip things in her card pool. That's neato. Yeah, this card's fine. I think I'm gonna put it in mid tier at best. Yeah, I'm putting it in mid tier at best. Yeah, that's where I'm leaving it. Focused attack. Focused attack. I mean, we all know what this one does. It's the big funny punch. It's gonna be a staple. I think this card is very, 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 very good. I played against the focus attack deck last night as Todoroki 2 or Todoroki 1, sorry, and I got put to 7 on turn 1. They built 4, and then they went swing, swing, swing with this and doned me for 13, and I was just like, okay, you're right. Yeah, my apologies. I think if you have anything that interrupts this combo enhance, I think it's going to be great, though. I didn't lose another game because I was like, why am I not just canceling the combo enhance? Things like Nullify are going to be very good against that deck, right? Because it's just a 3 damage move, right? It's this thing that's spooky, right? If you can get rid of this thing, then this doesn't matter. It's 3 damage. Who cares, right? Yeah. Forceful Blow. If the deck is blocked, add a foundation, print the 1 or less difficulty from discard pile to your hand. I think this card's bad. I think there's just like, this card needs more text on it. This is very cool. That card's bad. Yeah. Freezer Burn. I know a lot of people were hype on this card. Response destroy foundation after rival plays a non-character ability does attack, cancel it. I'm not. I think the card's fine at best. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Rival readies one of your foundations. I'm gonna put this card in Ida 2. I want somebody to prove me wrong on this card. I think this card is not very good. I would put this over here in the bad tier, right? There it is. Yeah, I'm not here for Freezer Burn. It's not where I'm at. I'm not here for it. Frozen Slash though. Frozen Slash we're here for. I think this card is a very, very, very obvious staple. I think entire decks get to just run this card. I think this card is going to be seen all over in a lot of decks. This is the deck that I actually want to play Todoroki with, as opposed, or Tokoyami with, as opposed to the fire decks that we've normally seen. Is I want to see what Chaos does with Frozen Slash. I think this card is actually cracked. I think the Deadlock Enhance is insane. This is the Tokoyami that I want to play. I think this Tokoyami is very, very good. Have I been on this webcam the whole time? No. I look at this one. Okay. I just look very white. Okay. Yeah, this card's nuts. This card's actually sick. This card have Fury on it? Interesting. This card has got Prominence Burn written all over it. The decks that want to play this card are going to play it a bunch. I think that you would be allowed to get away with it at mid tier though. I think playing just 2 of Gargantuan Bellow is neat. I am not positive what deck wants to utilize it the most. The thing is like you have to be able to play this card and then get the stats. Like you have to be able to play another 4 attacks afterwards to get value off of the +2 damage the rest of the turn, right? So like maybe under like Chaos with Todoroki 1, like this card in Tokoyami seems cool under 2 symbols. Obviously we get to do it in Nomu, right? It's like we also have to like, oh, Toga gets to do this one. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, it's just like it's a 6 diff. That's a 4. Sorry, a 5 mid for 4, right? And so like if you can't figure out how to get this number back higher, then like you're wasting this text unless the other 4 attacks that you play are like sick, right? Ochako 2? Ochako 2 is cute with it, right? But then you have to play the Chaos symbol, and like you have to string them out with Chaos, and I just don't think that's possible. I think if it had better keywords, I think I'd be more on top of it, right? What I actually would want to do with it, truthfully, is if this card had had one of Bakugo 1 symbols, I think I'd be here for it, right? Because now it says that all my other attacks get +2 damage for the rest of the turn. That's tight. Kirishima 2, obviously. That's a good point. I like Kiri 2 with it. The Deadlock is nuts. Deadlock is incredible. Opening for Ecto? Yeah, it could be. This with all its clones? Yeah. I dig that. Yeah, like I said, I think the decks that want to play it are gonna toss it up here in the staple of like, because I just want to see it. But I think like if you're to like playing it, it's got a 0 mid block. It's fine. Hardened Uppercut. 3 low for 5. If you block this card, your next attack is -2 speed. That's very good. EX2, it's a 0 high block. Enhance destroy 2 face down foundations. This deck is +4 damage. I think this card's going to be seen at a 3 of. And I think that this card means that we're allowed to ban Hardened Chop if we wanted to. If we felt like Chop was too crazy, right? It's got that same stats. It doesn't have the same block, but like destroy 2 face down foundations for +4 damage. This card's incredible as an end of string swing. I love this card a lot. A lot. If you can put any sort of speed on it, which now we can under the Earth symbol, I think this card's gonna be spectacular. All and Void get to play like Eraserhead stuff to give it speed. Yeah. Yeah, I think this card's good. It's probably gonna be a 3 of in most decks. Yeah. Bane Hardened Chop. Yeah, people have called for it. Hulking Grimace. 6 diff, 5 mid for 10. After rival blocks attack, seal their block. If its card is blocked, draw a card. Playable if your hand size is 10 or less. In Ochako 2, this is a 4 of. That is the character that plays this card the best, right? It's a 7 mid for 10. It's a 7 mid for 10. This is it's incredible. I think for everybody else, the card's actually probably bad. I don't even know like what other 5-handers want to play it. The only other character that I could see maybe playing it is Fourth Kind Under Earth, because being able to play this as the 4th card and make it a 2 difficulty, or make it a 6 diff altogether, right? Because it loses 4 difficulty, is like good. Cementos, I don't even like Cementos with it, honestly. In Nomu, it's the ultimate catch card. Monoma. It's fine. It's fine. I know that like Ayama gets to play it, right? That's neat, but like I think it's good on Ayama 1. Yeah, so like in Otoko 2, it's obviously it's a staple here, right? And everybody else, it's a tech piece at best. I don't know how you're fitting 2, 3, 4 of this in your deck and not meming. It's a meme card, right? It's a super fun meme card. Unless you're a Chaco 2, in which case, if you're just like an absolute Chad and you play 4 Hulking Grimace and 4 of the other card, 4 of the of Gale Force Punch, and you just murder people, I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. Ice Slide Tackle response. After you block a high with this, you deal some damage. Combo. This attack gains +2 speed. I think this card is also bad. I think that this, I kind of just want nothing to do with this card. I think it's just better shit you can be doing in the game than whatever this is doing. If high attacks are like going crazy, right? You could easily put this in your sideboard if you're here. Like if you're nervous about it, right? If like high attacks are just like going crazy with it. This card's really good versus high attack throws. Right, like this card is a direct answer to this card is a direct answer to Zero Grav Lift, right? Which feels good. It's a direct answer to, I want to say the All Might ones are all high attacks, ones from the set 2 bonus packs. But all in all, I'm so whatever on this. Laceration. Stain combo enhance. Stacks completely blocks. It still deals 1 damage during the damage step. So this is a stain card. It's got stain on it, and so I'm gonna let you know that even in stain, I think it's only a 3 of. I think that this is only there to get you online. So you played at a 3 of to just like turn your combo on these 2 symbols. Under this symbol, you just already have Jolt, and Jolt's just better than this card. They remove a weapon card from your discard pile. The rival loses a health. We don't care. We don't care. I guess it burns them for, it hits them for 3 because of the burn 1, and then they lose 1 because it's full blocked, and then burn 1 from a stain. But like, guarantees momentum for slashing whirlwind, I guess. Low laceration, stain 1, stain 2, 100%. Yeah, this card made for stain 1 for sure. Yeah, I think it's very playable, and everybody else, the card's bad. I think the card's like just doesn't exist, right? So I'm gonna put it. Obviously, somebody's gonna see this, and see this and be like, "Yo, why do you think this card sucks? Or why do you think this card's good?" I don't. It's just for Stain, right? Obviously, it was made for him. Piercing Needle. It's a 4 made for 5. You can flip the speed minus damage plus speed, and then after your unblocked attack does damage, your rival loses 2 health. Whew, we're getting big with it. This is so hard. This is a staple card. I'm excited to play the hell out of this card. This is such an engine card. This card's got as much of an engine as like some of these other ones of like Prominence Burn and Rend and Funny Punch, Slash. Pigeon Needle is correct. It's so good. I think being able to like just like have a bunch of these in your momentum and then just like my opponent didn't block a thing, I'll slam you for 6 bonus health is like just very good. Let's move on to Quick Draw. Enhance, add 1 card from your rival's discard pile to the top of their deck, period. Enhance, Togo 2 will be set 4. You think so, Daniel? Maybe. Enhance, the next time your rival loses health during this attack, draw 1 card. I don't like this card. I think this card is not good. I think the only character that plays this is Snipe. It's fine. My issue is it doesn't have Snipe's name on it, right? So like Laceration has his name on it, which is where I get to put this up higher. I think this card's just bad. I think everybody is not going to be. I think this is not very good. I think it's not very good. Sludge. If you have 1 or more moments attacking, stun 2. Ready 1 rival foundation. Ready 1 foundation. I think this card's great. This card's really good. I think this card is easily one of the best of this cycle of the stun 2 cycle. It's a low. It's a 4 low for 6. It's a low block. I think this card's fantastic. It's just as good as Brutish Swagger, for sure. Yeah. Somnambulism. Midnight Hands, commit your rival's character. You got 2 more keywords. Yeah. We all know about this one. I think it's also going to be a 3 of in other characters. Even for just like the draw 2, discard 1, and then discard 1 minimum rival discards a card. It's very good. I think it deserves the 2 check even without the Midnight Enhance. And the Midnight Enhance just makes it nut. At very minimum, like this card, like 3 of this card, and then 1 Midnight is going to be like mandatory in your sideboard for all 3 of these symbols if characters get out of control, right? And we'll know like this card's like a 3rd Canary. It's got stun 1, breaker 1 on a 1 mid block. This card is actually correct. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's a good one. Spinning Kick. Change Zone's attack. Enhance if your next attack is mid. Draw a card. If your next attack is low, unflip 1 committed foundation. So this card is really cool just for unflipping this card. I think this card is not going to see any play. I think it's just better things that you could be doing with your time rather than playing Spinning Kick. It's neat for like Ojiro for like if, God forbid, anybody played like sealed play with this. But like... it's not great, truthfully. Sticky Ball Pitch. After you block a ranged attack with this card, it deals no damage. Enhance, add this card to your momentum during the end phase. This card... Man, this card has Fury. It has ranged. Man. This just isn't a TAM card, which is why it's not fair. I think I'm going to be here. I hope somebody proves me wrong with this card and it matters. I think this is better things you could be doing with your time. Doesn't even match all 3 symbols with Mineta 2, right? Like, if this card had the death symbol, I think I'd be into it. But it doesn't. It's just 6 damage for free, right? Like, it's a worse version of something along the lines of... Or maybe if this response makes it sideboard tier, right? Maybe that's where it's at. Maybe it's actually closer to this. Yeah, this is actually where I'm gonna put it. I think it's more sideboard tier than anything, because like if your opponent has ranged attacks and like you want to get momentum, you can. It's got a 2 mid block. It's got EX2. Like it's just like it's a 6 damage move on a 5 diff, right? Like you're gonna enhance on this as many times as you like enhance on like a zero gravity lift, right? Like his entire job is just to like sling a 6 damage chip move at you. Neat. Sticky Ball Whale. Response card pool. At the start of your end phase, your rival has at least 2 cards in their card pool. Add this card to your hand, period. It's a 2 mid-block with Breaker. At most, it's a 2 of. I don't see you playing any more than that. This is a Moneta 1 card for sure. For sure. It's a 3 low for 6 in him. Maybe more. Maybe more. I don't know. I'm not in love with Sticky Ball Whale. Once again, not a TamAS card. Speaking of TamAS cards, though, Stun Grenade, obviously, this is a staple. This card is so correct. I think this card is so incredibly good. This card is nuts. This card is genuine nuts. And these cards absolutely fantastic. Stun 1 gets bigger, and you get to add a fear attack to your hand. Crazy. Swift Cross Detonator. Loses powerful, gains EX. I think in Bakugo 2, I think it's going to be a tech piece. I think it's going to be the sickest, like, 1, maybe 2 of that we see inside of his kit, right? Just to gain that EX, and then it's like hit you for 4 real quick. Only playable if you have not played the powerful ability of this enhanced step. I think that this is really important. But yeah, it's like a 4 mid for 4. I wish it hit a little harder, right? I think a 4 mid for 5 would have been fine. It's kind of the only thing that it does. It either hits hard or gets fast. And it's a 5 def, right? Because you have to combo the Fury. I think it should hit a little harder. A little harder. Yeah, it's a 2 of, maybe a 1 of. I'm actually gonna put it a 1 of. I think 1 of is probably fine. Tape Lash. Your next range or stun attack gets +2 damage, period. And if you're Sero 2, you get to draw a card. and then give it 3 speed. So it's a 5 mid for 7. Your next one hits harder. This card's probably just bad, right? I mean, it's probably like a better... I'm sorry. This card is a better starter than the whatever tape jab punch that he has. And people like that card. And so, like, I think in Sero, this is probably going to be a 4 of, actually. In Sero, this is a 4 of, right? This is probably one of those engine cards I was talking about. Because your next stunner range getting +2 damage is, like, good. This is a 7 damage move in Sero 2. Like, this card is very, very good in him. This card's incredibly good in Sero 2. I don't know where else it sits. Right, because we never want to do this in Sero 1 because we don't want them to draw a random card. We don't want that. Yeah. This card's great in Sero 2. I'm gonna put it up here, but have the caveat of it's very good. It's very good. Tentacle Strike. After a card leaves the card pool, commit 1 rival foundation. If your rival's character is committed, this attack gets +2 damage. This card's bad, right? This card is like just a tech piece. It's a 1. It's a sideboard card. Tentacle Strike is Fury range for Air Asui 1+ Nitro Explosion. It's so based. Yeah, man. It's something. I think this card's not that great. I mean, it's a canary card, right? So, like, it just deserves to be bad. Yeah. Yeah, nothing we can say about that. Tetsu Thrashing. This card's sick. As we look at cards, this is my most anticipated card on the list so far, I think. Like, there's a couple that really stand out. This is such a sick fucking card, chat. Guys, this card's so cool. I think anybody who's read Tetsu Thrashing and hasn't played with it yet, doesn't understand the power of this card. And I'll leave it at that. If you have not played with this card, I demand you go and play a couple matches with it. It's so good. This card's actually nuts. Trap Flex obviously is a staple card. Richard Flexum, obviously, get some respect here in this chat. But if we had to be like truly like clinical about it, this card is probably just bad. It's Yeah, this card will never see any play. If I have fewer foundations than my opponent, I have +2 damage. It doesn't start at like anything big. It becomes a 7 damage throw. It's fine. It's fine. Twisting a 0 nightmare. So this card is where this is where this thing's gonna be. I think a lot of people are going to be playing this card a lot, and I think that the people are just going to die for it because they're going to be overextending into stuff. Because I think people are going to be playing it at this number here, as opposed to this number, this number here. This is where I think I want this card to end. I don't think this is a 4-of in every deck. I think that actually making this 7 damage is kind of hard sometimes. If you don't have like some, if you're not like Dobby, right? If Dobby 1 just says like, yo, it's 7 damage, right? I played it second. 7, we're off to the races. And so like it's very, very good. I don't know why this after you play an action is tacked onto this card. There is literally no reason for this to be on there. Tokyo 1 gets there easy. Yeah, but that guy's getting banned before this video comes out, so just kidding. Just kidding. After you play an action, it gets +2 damage. Like that's, I mean, obviously that's there, right? Like we saw it. Like we've already seen this deck on stream. And it just it blows you up just as well as Tokoyami did in set 2. Like I don't think that this actually adds anything to Tokoyami. I think it just does the same shit that it does. Vocal Discord, I hate this card. In the present Mike mill decks, obviously this card is a 4-of, obviously, duh. Obviously this card's a 4-of. In those decks, it's crazy. I would have much rather this been the extra card rather than yeah, but that's okay. In everybody else that's not him, right? And everybody else that's not him, like it's just a bad card, and maybe even in him, it's a bad card, right? Like I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna get the same. I guess it doesn't have Sarah's name on it. It doesn't have his name on it, so I'm gonna put it down here in bad. It's bad. It's just bad. Water pump. If it deals damage, your rival commits a foundation for each card in their card pool. I think that's actually like a really silly ability. Yeah, this card is a staple in him. Obviously, I think at minimum it becomes a 3-of. It's got a 1 mid block, so like it probably just goes back up here, and then like it's just the backdraft enhance is so free. It's a better version of the tape stream jab and the 2 of the symbols if you're backdraft. Yeah, this card's just good for him. It's got EX2, so whenever I give it plus X or +5 or whatever, I like just get to slam a bunch of extra speed on it because I'm losing 3 speed off of it because I'm clearing out their card pool. Yeah. It's very good. Very good. Wind up punch. Punch, powerful 3, charge. If your rival has 8 or more foundations, attack gets -1 difficulty and +1 damage. If you have discarded a card, it gets stats. This card's great. It is very playable. It's in the same tier as these other ones. I don't think I added a single one of these stun 2 cards. Yeah, none of these stun 2 cards are staples. This card's very good. It's a 3x for sure. For sure, it's a 3x. Yeah, it's good. Zipline dart. I think Zipline dart is actually here in the mid tier. I think this card is not as good as people think, honestly, because of this mid zone. If it wasn't mid zone, I think it'd be more in. But like it's a 6 mid for 5. We want to see this card very late, right? And that's the reason is we don't want to draw this card opening every single turn, right? Opening this card actually does not feel good. We want to draw this card on turn 4, on turn 3, turn 4, right? That's where we're at. So that like it actually gets to be massive, because right now it just doesn't. So manly. I think this card's bad. I think this card's not good. I think that attacks are too big to get away with this for free. That's where I'm at. So I think if you are dealt damage from an unblocked attack, add the top card of your rival's discard pile to their card pool. If this card had no moose symbols, I'm in. I'm actually really in. I I think Sticky Balls from Nomu was rad. If it was a spam rather than a 2-check, maybe. Maybe if it was a 1-5 with a 3 low, I could be into that. It's just not great, guys. I think this card's not good. I think the only character that wants to play this card is Recovery Girl, right? And there's probably other things Recovery Girl could want to be adding besides just like looping so manlies. I don't know. The card's fine. I'll put it down here and be like, I want somebody to show me why this card's good, please. Begging you. All worked up. This card is discarded during the enhanced step. Your check is +1 playable while committed. This card just takes a mediator slot, and so like if you like mediator, you like this card. So we're gonna put it up here and very playable. I think that destroy your check gets +1 playable while committed is very good. I mean, it's just as good as where's that card? This one, right? Acrobatic for -1. This is -1 except for its +1, but instead this one can be played on both players' turns, right? Your next check to play a card gets +1, which means including on defense, so it's essentially -1 speed, right? And then after it's discarded, if the characters that want to play it. All in all, though, it's probably like unless you're Midnight, it's probably down here in the bad spot, right? So maybe it's like a tech piece instead. So mainly might be only playable in Tetsu. Maybe. Basic training. Hell yeah! Now we're getting here. Now we're getting there. This is a staple, obviously. It's damage once per turn, and it's speed on every attack after they go to deadlock, playable while committed. This card is fucked up, and it's going to end games. These 3 symbols are going to be a force in the meta, but for stopping deadlock, just because of these cards. Just because of basic trainings. Just slamming them in your stage. So good. Bench press. Enhance if you fall life this turn. I think that bench press honestly is a little more mid-tier than I want it to be. The characters that you play it in are like Shoji, Toga, Endeavor. That's it, right? This card's kind of mid. And then the bottom enhance is like fine, right? But you have to call your shots because it's enhanced net response. Shigaraki? Why is Shigaraki? How does Shigaraki lose health? Yeah, I don't think it's that great, honestly. Bewilderment. If your rival has 3 or more attacks in their card pool, this attack gets -3 speed or -3 damage. If this had the words playable while committed, I'd be sold. It does not. So it's bad. That's not good. Carbo loading. Commit 1 foundation. This attack gets +X damage. Execute the difficulty of the committed foundation. I think this is a very easily a mid tier. I think a 2 of is perfect for this, unless you're playing the life or earth symbol, in which case you're allowed to get away with 3 of, because you're allowed to build these in for free with your new training methods. One of, if not the strongest cards to just build in off of that card. Without that card though, like say that card's gone tomorrow, it's a 2 of, and I think it's a great 2 of. 3/5/2 mid block. It lets you re-ready cards if you gain health, and this card's so good, so good. Catch go right after a card leaves your rival's card pool, discard 1 card from your card pool. Beautiful. And then enhance, commit, change the text, speed. This is a tech piece if I've ever seen one. I think 1 of this is totally fine. I don't think you need pretty much any more. If the top ability is so good, then like we'll see more of it. It's a canary card. Confident Inventor is bad. I think this card is not very good. I think the foundation cost is a little too high, just a little bit, and I think there's better things you could be doing than enhance your tech attack is +1 damage on a 2/5/3 mid block. So it's bad. Conflict of Ideologies. So I am excited to play with this card. I think this is my most anticipated foundation in this set, and so I'm gonna put it up here in staple. I think this card is absolutely cracked. I think it's so good. I am so excited to use both of these abilities. I'm playing Fury decks all day long. It's got the evil symbol. I get to play Prominence Burn. Whenever my Prominence Burn hits you, I get to selectively move one of your foundations. I don't know. Maybe I get to a conflagration somebody and get to then seal it under the earth, under the evil symbol. Maybe, I don't know. This card has Fury on it. Gonna be very good. Anywho, and then whenever you don't block my conflagration, I get to burn you for 2, and after an attack, this card's, I'm so excited for this card in conjunction with this card in conjunction with this card. Like the evil symbol is gonna be so sick set 3. I am so excited. I cannot tell you, chat, how excited I am for the evil symbol. Constantly improving. Enhance commit 1 foundation. Your attack gets plus X speed. X equals the printed speed. This card's also just a 2 of as well. It's just another copy of Cardwell loading, right? It's just more Cardwell loading. It shares 2 symbols. I think under the all symbol, I think this card's gonna see a lot of play. I'm excited for this in Detroit Smash, truthfully. First enhance, it's a 12 speed move. Okay, now let's go about our day. I'm for sure gonna try this deck under the all symbol now, just because of how good Constantly Improving is as a card. Cool and Tough. Response remove after a card leaves your momentum due to a rival effect. Add that card to your hand. Play while committed. Insane. And then Deadlock Enhance. Ready 1 rival foundation. Ready 2 foundations. So this card is going to start good and then be bad, because people just aren't allowed to go to Deadlock, right? Conflict along with Needle for massive burn. Yes, absolutely. I think this is probably a 3 of at the beginning of the format. It's going to drop down to a 2 of actually in the format. Response remove after a card leaves your momentum to your rival's effect. Add that card to your hand. This card is like such an amazing sideboard tech for these air decks. It makes me want to play air again, actually. I am down to play air decks just because my jolts can't get sniped, my meteors can't get sniped, my everything can't get sniped. I'm very, very excited for it. Dexterous Appendages. Enhance commit, name a card type, discard the top card of your rival's deck. If it matches the name typed, your attack gets +3 speed, period. Neat. And then response flip after any number of cards leave your deck due to your rival's effect. Add 1 card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. This card is bad. Only playable in Jiro, only playable in the sideboard, I think. And like a 2 of, maybe, at most. It's also like, I think taking up 20% of my sideboard for this card is just not good. It's just not good. Dreaming of Glory. Enhance your turn. Remove if there's 3 or more cards in your rival's card pool. Add a card with stickiness name from your discard pile to your hand. This card is bad. If this card said sticky or grape, I'm in. If this card said sticky or grape, I'm in. Grape? I'm in. If I could add Grape Rush attack, if I could add Grape Rush, if I could add grape cards, right? I'm there. I can't, so I don't like it. Easily excited. Hey, look, another staple card. I think this card actually, instead of being a staple, is actually going to be more very playable. Just once per turn, gets speed and taunt. It probably, this is where it's going to start in the format, and this is where it's going to end in the format. That's how I feel about it. I'm going to be starting out playing it at a 3 of, just because there's other cool spams I want to play. And Denim. Enhance your attack, destroy on foundation, discard the top 2 cards of either player's deck. This card's a tech piece, maybe mid-tier. It's a tech piece. You just don't get to get out of Deadlock if you're these symbols, right? Like, you just don't get to. And that's okay. You don't deserve to get out of it. The other 9 symbols, absolutely you do. But this one, we're determined. We are determined that you are going to stay on Deadlock because this is the only one in the cycle that has this ability here. This is this cost, your attack. Yeah, discard the top 2 cards of either player's deck. It's fine. It's neat. It's cool. Neato. Then we have Feeling Cute. So cute. Destroy foundation. Your attack gets +1 speed. Oh, I'm trying to move that card. It is probably here in mid tier. Actually, it's up here with this one. It's a 3 of. My only issue with Feeling Cute, actually, I'm gonna put it down here at Tech Piece. My thing about this card is it shares 2 symbols with Release, right? If this card didn't share 2 symbols with Release, I think it'd be more high on it. But it shares 2 symbols with Release, and it's kind of fighting for that same spot. Full on attack mode. Let's see. I think this card's very playable. If your attack deals damage, gain a health, your rival loses a health. It's just destroy 1 for +1 damage. It's just as good as self-sacrifice, right? Self-sacrifice says the same thing. That's very good. We now have 3 cards with the life symbol that are spams that destroy 1 of our foundations. It's pretty good. Hero's Inspiration. Response remove after you check this to play an attack. Your attack gets +2 speed or +2 damage. Enhance, add this card to your card pool, draw 1 card, period. Interesting. I think this card is a tech piece at best, right? Like, you probably play it here at a 2 of, just in case. It's fine. I don't think it's that great, honestly. Yeah, it's fine. Alright. Honorable forfeit. Units commit if there's at least 2 different attack zones in your card pool. Your next check to play a card gets +2. A lot of Odro love in this set. A lot of Odro love. Next check to play a card gets +2. I think this is really good if you have any way to re-ready this card. Good with Capture Net. Oh, Hero's Inspiration? You're right, it's good with Capture Net. Honorable forfeit. There's at least 2 different attack zones in your card pool. Next check to play card gets +2. It's a tech piece? It's a tech piece to bad? I don't think anybody's gonna play it. Maybe, I don't know. Like it is Chaos is requesting, true. Yeah, it's probably just a tech piece. That's probably where it's at. Yeah, there's not much to look about it. Ian, it's your turn. Commit. Both players discard the top card of your deck. If both cards were non-attack cards, ready this foundation. In response, flip. After rival plays an ability that discards any number of your momentum, cancel it. Playable while committed. This card is also a tech piece. And Odro, helps if you cannot cheat in zones. True. Yeah. This card's a tech piece in these 3 symbols. 1, it just beats Jiro. There's nothing you can do about it as Jiro, right? You just lose to this card. You have double hype man. I commit, and you don't get to stack any of our cards anymore. And then response flip. After your rival plays an ability that discards any number of your momentum, cancel it. These characters or these symbols want their momentum, very much so, right? This card says that after my opponent plays a Capture Evildoers, it's stuck in their card pool. It does not remove itself because that's part of the ability. And so, like, this card just, like, response flip, cancel Capture Evildoers. That's great. That's so good. I think this card's going to see a ton of play in sideboards just to stop Capture Evildoers, truthfully. I'm playing it in my sideboard and a good symbol, for sure. Leave my momentum alone. I want it. You don't get to have it. Idle Work. Enhanced Strike Foundation. This attack deals no damage. Draw a card. Discard a card. I love this card. I think this card is super good. I am very on the very playable. I think a 3-up for this card is totally great. There's probably other 1/5/2 low blocks that I'm not thinking about from set 1 and set 2 that are there. It would be better if it didn't say discard momentum. Oh, you mean remove momentum? Oh, I guess it doesn't stop. I guess it doesn't stop Capture Evildoers, right? So discarding momentum cancel it. You're right. It doesn't beat Capture. Maybe that makes the card a little worse. There's probably. I mean, there's enough discard momentum in this set though to warrant having hype man in your sideboard still. Anyways, thank you, Black Case. Destroy a foundation as attack deals no damage. Draw a card and discard a card. Yeah, I like this card. A lot of people aren't hyped on this card. Probably just needs a different block, and they would be on it. I like if this deck deals no damage. Draw a card, discard a card. If you don't block this, right? If you do block this, I get to draw and then I get to find something else that I like. Or you do block it, and I just hit you for my 5 damage. I think it's cool. Lessons from Tayaki. The deadlock enhance in this card is very good. Everything else about this card is very bad, and people will not be playing it. Like the Wind. Enhance commit. This attack gets +1 speed. If this attack is 6 or greater, your next attack gets +2 speed. After EX or slam, attack deals damage. Add this card to your momentum. Probably a tech piece, maybe a 2 of. Yeah, it's probably a tech piece actually. It should have been a 6, I think. If it was a 6, I think I'd be here for it. The attack gets +1 speed, period. If it's 6 or greater, yeah, it needs to commit for +1 speed. Just sucks, right? It's 3 speed across everything, but like, sucks. Male Bonding. Now this is a card that we will be seeing 4 of. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, build a top card of your deck face down. What an insane ability. This card is so strong. It's not unique. This card is such a sick flow card. This card's nuts. This card's actually so cracked. This card's so good. I can't tell you. I mean, this is a new staple, right? This card is just like a new staple. Yeah, the definition of the word. Tetsunomu Kiri 2. Yeah, there's actually just too much to talk about. Noble Participation. Flip after this card is played, reduce one of its keyword ratings to 0. It's a tech piece, right? This is a canary card. Easy enough. On to Wand of Nature. Inarguably one of the best cards in the set. But I think it's going to technically be here because I think a lot of people are going to be playing it at a 4 of, and I think it's going to end its life at a 3 of. I think this is where this card is going to end up, because I think there is going to be a thing as having too many of them in your hand. And I think 3 is going to be fine for this card. Yeah. Was Wand of Nature good in old UFS? Absolutely it was, Daniel. It was very good. It was incredibly good. Although in old UFS it was a 2, maybe a 3 of. It was not a 4 of. I don't think it's going to be a 4 of here. I'm not going to play it at a 4 of at least. Prehensile Tail. Enhance flip if you have 4 more face downs, including this card. Add 1 momentum to your hand, your rebel, or your rebel discards momentum. This card's great. This card is at least a 2 of in every deck. Enhance flip, add a momentum to your hand is nuts. It's incredible. It's so good. I don't see it being a 3 of. Like, it could be a 3 of. I mean, the deadlock's good enough, right? If deadlock becomes more prevalent, I could easily push it up here. But I think enhance flip at a. If I have 4 more face downs, maybe it does go here. I don't know. There's a lack of room is my issue here. That's my issue. We'll move on. Proud Saiyan, after your rival's start phase, commit one of their foundations with an ability against a speed bonus. This is, I mean, we got canary cards all over the place, right? We talked about it. You only need 3 face downs to use the ability. Correct. Deadlock response. Flip after your rival plays an ability on a non-character card in their stage. Cancel it and flip that card. I think that's really good. Yeah, this card's gonna see more play. This card could be like a 2 of, depending on like how relevant this thing is, and the deadlock is very good. Like, this is incredible, right? This is very, very good. The question is like, what does this look like, right? Shadow's Aid. Enhance your attack, commit, add 1 card from your momentum to your hand. Your rival may ready 1 foundation. I think that this card is good, and I know a lot of people are not onto it. I like this card a lot. I think this card easily in slightly slower decks could end up being like here in like at a 3 of, right? I think at the bare minimum, I think people could and should be playing it at like a 2 of. I think this card is incredible if you have ways to like guarantee slow your opponent down, right? Imagine, you ready? I mean, it's just more copies of Ochako 1, right? But anybody now gets to be Ochako 1. Everybody gets to be Ochako 1. And there's like tactics with this card and where is it? There's tactics with that card and where is that? I've really lost it. And this card, right? Destroy at an ally from my discard pile to my momentum, playable while committed. So playable while committed, slam this card to my momentum, and then this card commit, add the ally up, and slam it back down. These cards both have chaos on them. It's very good. That is very good. Showing off. In its commit, if your speed or damage is at least double its present value, this attack does not count towards progressive difficulty for the rest of the combat phase. I know a lot of people like this card. I think this card is going to be a tech piece, if not maybe mid-tier. I think 2 of is fine for this card. I don't think you need to play it at a 4 of. I think it's a 2/4 that doesn't that has a commit cost to help you be aggressive, and that's just not good. Snack time though is insane. Enhance, discard a card. Your attack is +1 speed and stun 1. It makes me want to play these symbols. This card is incredible, and it is for sure a very playable, amazing stun, and then deadlock enhance, flip a foundation, draw a card. Actually fucked up. actually insane. Not fair, truthfully. Yeah, this card's messed. Spirit Referee response after this card is committed during the enhanced step. This gets +2 or -1 damage. This card's not very good. Maybe if it was a 0, I'd be down. But it's a 2/5/3 mid block. Maybe if it had like a 0 mid block, I'd be down. But man, it's just not good. Sports Festival Stadium. Enhance commit. Discard a card. The damage to this non-throw cannot be reduced. Period. It says non-throw, which is cringe. And then it says if the top 3 cards of your discard pile are foundations, attack gets +1 damage. This card's neat, but is not going to see any play. If anything, it's played at a 1-of for that top enhance, right? But enhance commit and discard a card is like a high cost. Nobody's going to play it. I love the bottom enhance, though. I think the bottom enhance is some of the most fun kitchen table UFS you can do. Or universes, sorry. UVS. This is really cool, but like everything else is a little lackluster. Successful results. Ally enhance discard of momentum. Ready this foundation playable committed. This is not playable once per turn. That's very good. That's really good. Then did like enhance, flip, ready 2 foundations, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. This is really, really good. I think that people are going to play a lot of this if they like to slam momentum. I think this card is very playable. 1/5/2 high block. This card a rare. It's a common. This card is going to see play for sure. This ability is incredible. This ability is so incredibly good. Shigaraki 2, here we come. Correct. Yeah, Shigaraki 2 gets to do things like this. Denki 2 gets to do things like this. Anybody that like just like accidentally steals 3-4 momentum on a turn just gets to do this. This is good. This is a good ass ability. I'm excited for it. And this deadlock ability is like very good. Deadlock enhance flip, ready 2 foundations, add the top card of deck to momentum. Excuse me. Pardon. Sudden appearance. First enhance commit. Your rival's check to block this attack. It's -2. Period. Enhance your attack in this attack's enhanced step. This card is a beautiful tech piece. I don't think it's bad. I think playing it at a 1-of is awesome. 2/5/2 mid block. If you're looking for that spot, this does something a little interesting. I think being able to just to end the enhanced step on any move is just like really good on your attack, right? Think about how often think about how good. I mean, we have an attack that does this, right? We have an edit attack that just says enhance : in the enhanced step, and this just like does that. This just does that. Hey, catch. I love it. I think it's very cool. To the rescue. Choose a card in your card pool. Doesn't count as progressive. That's incredible. And then response remove if you play a Fury or Punch, seal Rival Foundation. I think if you're playing like these punch decks, I think this is where this card's at, actually. I think To the Rescue is bona fide cracked. I think this card's incredible. Response remove after you play a Fury or Punch attack, seal a Rival Foundation is so good. It's so good. It's probably going to end up closer to here, if not here. But this card on our kill turn is apathetic for these 3 symbols, right? Right? It's good. It's damn good. It's almost like one of nature you don't have to discard a card for. Correct. It's like one of nature you don't have to discard a card for, as well as it's reusable, right? Apathetic at response speed. Correct. And you can trigger all of them, right? I play my Punch and my Fury, and I get rid of 3 of these and say, yo, 3 of those foundations don't work anymore. I'll kill you, right? Shares 2 symbols with Detroit Smash. Great. How insane. This card combined with this card makes me want to play this Detroit Smash deck under Earth, right? Or sorry, under Good. Man, this card has Earth on it as well. Actually crazy. Okay, that's good. Valiant Pose. Enhance commit. Your punch, kick, or slam attack gets +2 damage. If there are 3 or more attacks in your card pool, it gets an additional +1 damage. Your next enhance flip. Your next attack gets -1 difficulty. Every gunhead card has to be bad. Enhance commit. Discard 1 momentum. Commit 1 rival of asset or foundation. Only playable if there's no cards in your rival's card pool. This card's also, I mean, by definition, it's a tech piece, right? By definition, it's a tech piece, but it's just not very good. Yeah, you just have to like call your shot, which is fine. Right, it's got a 1 mid block. Card's fine. It's just a tech piece technically. It's probably here for bad. It's probably just bad. It's bad. Let's just say it's bad. Move on. Aggressive Clash. Man, this is another one of those cards. I think so. This is going to be my in Ida 2 for sure. If this card is blocked, both players shuffle all attacks from their side, the discard pile in their decks. I think if this card was not a mid, I think I'd be down. I think if it was not a mid, I think it'd be if it was high or low. Could you imagine if this thing said response after this card's played, change its zone to high or low? Actually, I think that's really tight. That'd have been very cool. That'd have been very cool. Chocolate 2 debuild deck with this. I don't know because it's a 2-check, right? Like I'd rather just play, like it's a 5/2 that me as a 5.5 have to discard a card as opposed to just playing Gale Force Punch. We're just like shoot it. 0 high, 0 high. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's bad. But now we're gonna talk about a base card, and that's Heroic Clash. I'm playing the fuck out of this card, guys. I'm playing so many decks with this card. Heroic Clash is actually insane. And we are going to bring it all the way up. I think this card is very playable, truthfully. I think that people just need to take the risk on it. I think this card is good, and I think that people who are not saying that it's good are bad. The only reason to not play this card is because this card exists, right? And so, like, first 1-check and image deserve the 1-check. No, Dropkick Slicer definitely deserves the 1-check. I think the only reason to not do Heroic Clash is just because of Can't Escape Me. I think Can't Escape Me being able to cancel this ability is like is just incredibly strong. It just says like this entire engine just doesn't work, which is the only reason it won't be competitive, is just because of this uncommon. If this card couldn't be negated by this, I think it would be running rampant. And so like for that reason, it's like a tech piece, but like there's going to be decks, like if you don't fight it can't be fixed deck, I think this card's very good. Discard momentum, clear your card, try and restart your turn is so good, guys. It's very good. It's very, very good. Does this card have... It does not. Thank goodness this card... I thought this card had Denki 1 stats, and I was going to be very peeved about it. We'll move on. If you're a set 3 character... That followed by Sun Grenade is funny. Agreed. If you're a set 3 character, commit one rival Death, Evil, Void Foundation. This card's nuts. This card's so incredibly good. This will be a 2 of in every sideboard that can play it. It's oh thank goodness it's unique. Yeah, this card's great. The fact that none of those characters on the art are set 3, who cares? Who cares, honestly? This is for balancing reasons, not for the art reasons. Yeah, this card's incredible. Just amused? Yeah. It is a fun fact for sure. Yeah, I mean this card is way better than whatever the fuck of the foundation of like aiming for number 1 that set 2 got, right? It's way better than set 2, and it's honestly better and more useful than Back Alley Ambush, right? Or Alley Ambush. That card's only playable in like 2 characters. Yeah. No characters. Training weights. Commit a foundation. Ready to... this card's neat. I think it's bad though. I don't know. I don't necessarily like this card. If it said your attacks get +1 damage each time this has been played, I'm down. It's a... Yeah. Yeah, I think this card's not that great, honestly. This is I guess this is a perfect Eda too. Prove me wrong about this card. Like, I think there's potential there, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not a training weights gamer. Hardened Steel. Punch Fury. Add 2 cards from your discard pile to the bottom of your deck in any order. Doesn't share Kurogiri symbols. Cringe. This in Momo with the Momo 2 Foundation is crazy. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Enhance. Remove the top card of your rival's deck. It gets damage equal to the block modifier of the removed card. Another metal attack for President Michael. Good. It's just a 4 mid for like 6 sometimes. This card's bad. The bottom enhance is neat. Yeah, card's bad. Card's not good. Enhance flip both players to draw a card. Response before one of your foundations would be destroyed or flipped due to your rival's non-character effect. Flip this foundation instead. Destroyed or flipped? Oh, this card's sick. This card is sick. Destroyed or flipped is nuts. Excuse me, I'm coughing. I'm not gonna cough again. It's not gonna happen. I think this card is playable in a 2 of at least. My issue is what other cards are competing for this symbol, right? This ability is incredible. Before one of my foundations would be destroyed, flip this instead. Is an insane ability. It's so incredibly good because I think deep build is going to be all over the place in set 3. I mean, we're looking at insane staple cards. This card is a deep build card. We've got so much already in set, like an entire Ochako deck is just all debuild, right? Shigaraki is debuild, Evil Gaze, right? My opponent plays Evil Gaze, and I just flip this thing instead. It's incredible. This card's so good. And it's got Sumitomo's funny face on it. Whew. Okay. Good versus evil. Response after your rival plays a non-character response ability, cancel it. And you have to lose 2 health. Next active turn is minus difficulty and plus 2 damage. This card is rad. This card's cool. We get Muscle Guy and All for One. Hell yeah, we love Muscle Guy and All for One. There's Togo and Bakugo in the backyard too. That's neat. I think this card is in the exact same tier of tech as Nullify. If I could put it right next to Nullify, I would. Yeah, it is the exact same card. Seizing the advantage. Form your next attack this turn, gets plus 2 speed. Period. Response card pool. After you play an attack, flip one rival foundation. Build this card face down. What the fuck is this? I haven't done a preview on this card. Huh. That was the last revealed card. Well, obviously this card's a 4 of. This card will be a 4 of in all of these symbols. This card is fucked up good. Plus 2 speed and selectively flip a rival foundation and build a card. What are all of these words? This card's insane. This card's actually insane. This card's nuts. I'm playing Earth next set. Like there's no shot you can convince me not to. The Earth symbol actually just got so good in set 3. Holy cow. Oh, it doesn't build a card, it builds down. Yeah. It clears itself with the wowzers. Holy cow. What an insane card. Yeah. Yeah, this, what type? It's a plus ultra pack? Okay, sorry, chat. Okay. Symbol piece. While the cards in your card pool, block modifiers get -1. Your rivals' block modifiers get +1. That's cheeky. Enhanced draw a card for each attack in your rival's card pool. I think this card is bad, but it's probably going to be here at a tech piece. Here? Is that the next 50 action? I don't know what that means. Yeah, symbol. Oh, did I move? I moved the wrong one. Yeah, it may be a tech piece. It's. Yeah. What if we get a future card called Symbol of Sweets? Maybe. Yeah, this card's fine. Draw a card for each card in your rival's card pool. I don't know. It's probably just bad. It's going down here. Prove me wrong. I think this card is not gonna. I think this card is gonna have to like work really hard to get there. Yeah. Special edition collectible. The reason that Unwavering Slash got banned? Question mark. And it was unwaveringable. Form remove, reveal the top 10 cards of your deck and add one card reveal this way to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Enhance, take the top 10 cards of your deck and make a My Hero Academia collectible card game pack out of them. You open a pack off of the top 10 cards, and then you look at the 10 cards of the thing, and then you pick a good one, and you put it in your hand. That's neat. Look how neat. Look how... I don't want these anymore. Okay. Just playing draft and standard. Hell yeah. This card is here. It's a 1-of for sure, right? It's just a 4/3 to go and find a move. That's cool. It's a form to go find a thing. I'm here for it. Form, add 1 hand size. Selectively add 1 hand size. That's very good. Dark Shadow Emergence. Enhance, remove 1 foundation. If this is your first attack this turn, add an action from discard pile to your hand. That's very good. And then first enhance, if your character's committed, unflip a foundation. Yeah, this is neat. I'm happy this doesn't have the fire symbol. I mean, this means that like these get played. Interesting that it says first enhance and not just enhance. There's already so much unflipping. That's I think is the big takeaway from the set 3 is there's a lot of the words unflip on cards. This is a 2-of, I think. This is the max that I would play it. The first enhance is really limiting, and then if it's the first attack in your attack this turn, right? Not only if it's the only attack in your card pool, right? First attack this turn, add an action. Very flavorful. Beautiful flavor. Great flavor. Not that great of a card. It's also slow as hell. And it's mid. Why is it? I guess it's mid because it's coming out of his tummy. Now we're here for it. Hardened Barrage. I don't gotta read this. I already know. This card's going all the way up here. All the way up here as a staple. And I'm gonna skip one. I'm going to skip the Ibarra card. I'm putting both of these as staples. If you want to play these cards, you play them at 4-ofs. This is the reason to get these quirk bags. These are these cards are so good. After this attack hits, draw a card. After this attack hits, unflip a foundation. Nuts. Actually nuts. They're the off zone. This is the reason that like Earth and All is going to be good for Ojiro. Truthfully. Earth All Ojiro is going to actually absolutely fuck people up with these barrages. The Hardened Barrage and Rapid Punches. So good. Piercing Thorlance, another crazy cool card. Enhance, add 1 other low attack from your card pool to your momentum. Shiozaki, you have to reveal a high attack. I mean, this is obviously a 4-of in her, right? Maybe even a 3-of at most. I think 3-of is probably where I would go because it's just another 5 diff, right? This is better than her throw, I think. I think. Because it says they have to have a high block in order to block this, right? Which means sometimes it just like domes them for 8 and they can't do anything about it. Wowzers. Yeah, this card's very, very good. Next, we've got... is this viscous? Hold on. Copy. It's viscous? Okay. Viscous lunge. Slam Fury. If you have exactly 1 momentum at the top card of your deck to your momentum period, enhance, discard your entire momentum. Your rival loses a health for each momentum. Discarded this way. It can't. So Denki 200 Chaos just has like an alternate win condition to like soak you down to 0 and then hit you with a throw. That's cool. That's cool. This is... Does this make Selkie playable? This is a slam for Selkie. Does it make Selkie playable? Huh. Anyways, we're gonna talk about it. I think this card's easily a staple in the decks that want to play it. I think this is a build run, right? Or water, Daniel, or water. I think the burn on this is worse than Sudden Death Assault. Here's the thing, my guy. You get to play both under Chaos. We get to do both. This is just a build around card, so it has to be a staple. That's cool. How cool. Heroic Aspirations. After your attack with Smash and name deals damage, gain 1 health. How sweet. And then Deadlock Enhance commit. Your next attack ignores progressive difficulty. That's cool. This card... 2/5/2 mid block. Man, it's really funny to get 4 of these out, huh? Getting 4 of these out is just hilarious. You get 4 of these out every time you touch them with the smash move, you gain 4. I'll play Delaware Smash. It's a 4 mid for 6 catch. Oh, sorry. I'll hit you and I'll gain my 4. That's funny. It's probably a tech piece. The Deadlock is incredible, but people are probably going to play it more here, like a 3 of. Good in All Might 5. It's great in All Might 5. Yeah. Absolutely splendid in All Might 5. What are his symbols? Yeah, everything but all, but we can't play smash moves in all anyways. I guess we can. We just normally play them in good. Yeah. Petty Squabble. Once per turn, discard a card. After your rival plays an ability on Foundation, commit 1 rival copy of that card. That's incredible. And then enhance commit. Both players discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. Also incredible. Wowzers. I think this card is way better than we can give it credit for. I think this card easily becomes like a mid tier. You played it like a 2 of, easy peasy. Easily could be a tech piece though, right? I'm down for tech piece, but I really like this ability of like this top response. After my rival plays an ability on a Foundation, commit 1 copy of that card. So it still works, right? But it's like you don't get to do that again. That's really good. And if you have no cards in your hand, you just get 2 cards. Yeah, this card's nuts, actually. This card's so good. Holy cow. Commit 1 of nature? Correct. Correct. You just commit the other one, right? Whew. Oh, that's the wrong one. On to... Guys, we have 5 cards left. Living up to his example, first enhance remove. You may discard 1 card from your hand in addition to momentum to pay the cost of an EX or powerful ability. If your hand size is 6 or less, draw a card. The decks that play this card are going to play it at like a 3 of, if not 4 of. I think 3 is fine. It's a 1 low block with breaker 1. It's very, very good. This is the killer. This is the thing that makes it good, right? Is it replaces itself. If it was just first enhance do the thing, I don't think I'm on board. But this is very, very good. Flamethrower. These cards are fucked up. This card's correct in half. This card is a staple. This card is a build around card, right? This card is nuts. If it deals 5 more damage, destroy a rival foundation. It's very good. This card's very, very good, and it gets more speed. It has powerful 3. Yeah, this card's kind of cracked. I am nervous about this card for sure. Same thing with Gigantic Explosion. Discard momentum. Both players destroy 2 of the rival's foundations. This deck is plus X damage with the full difficulty of destroyed foundations. So I like this card. I like this card a lot, actually. My biggest issue with this card, truthfully, is the fact that they get to pick my foundations. That is not amazing. And it's kind of slow, right? Do you build around Gigantic, or I think that I think that this is like one of the easiest ways to play like Shigaraki 1, honestly, right? Or like we were talking about with like if you want to talk about like a good press conference deck, right? Like where's press conference? Press conference under 2 of the symbols, right? It's got earth and fire. I just like flip and show you Mike Explosion and look at you and be like, this one's on a 5, right? I think this card in combination with Howitzer Impact Cyclone is just gonna be good. Yeah, I think that this is just a build around card, and the fact that it just gets so big, it's probably just gonna be the 4 of, right? Ochako 2's version of Glacial Storm, correct? Yeah. Holy cow! If you like snap 2 momentum with Ochako 2, and you just like hit them with this, and then you pick it up and you slam it again, you blow up 2 more cards, but you lose 2 cards as well. That's rough. Yo, that card, if this card makes plays, then that means that this card is stronger. Because I just flip this instead. So I don't even think it gets the damage. Yeah, because they're not destroyed. Yeah, that makes this card way, way better. Before 1 of my foundations would be destroyed or flipped due to my rivals, and I flip this card instead. Yeah, that makes this card incredible. Yeah, that's very, very good. Yeah, competitor is going to see a ton of play if this becomes a real deck. Explosion. Yeah. Villainous Waylay. Name a block zone, your rival must discard if they can't reveal their hand. There's some decks that are gonna like this card. All in all, I don't necessarily love this card. I think this card's only okay. I think it's really cheesy. It's like the definition of cheese. If I were to play it though, I'd probably play it like a 2 of. It's a good opener just to like look at my opponent's hand and like know if I'm allowed to push in. But there are like better cards to do that. Probably not under these symbols though. Yeah. The 2 check is painful on Waylay. It's deserved though, right? Like if it was a 3 diff, everybody just plays it at a 4 of. Just like a look at your opponent's hand for free. That's like the best. That's the best thing you can do in this game. Look at your opponent's hand. We have 2 characters to say once per game you get to do that. This just does it. But comparing this card, like the ease of this as like the opener of like look at their hand and then like make them discard a card, versus like Blood Moon Rending of like I have to discard a card and combo twice and do whatever. It's tough. Chivalrous only hits a single card destruction, so shouldn't be affected. Both players. I'm not positive that's true, Mr. Final Max. I think it just stops one of them from happening. I think my opponent took us to destroy 1, but we'll ask the there's a judge Discord. We should ask the judge Discord. I don't want to give a false information. But we are going to finish this video here. It's only been 3 hours. Photogenic Hero. This deck cannot receive any more speed bonus. This enhanced step. That's very good. And then response remove after you block with a copy of your starting character. Build it. This is a good card. In Mount Lady, it's like a 3 of. And everybody else, like this top ability is like good, so it's like a tech piece, right? So obviously Mount Lady we're playing like 3 of this card, but then like everybody else we're not. And there it is. There's the list. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out and look. Look at the whole thing. Here's everybody. There's the whole set, chat. There it is. Look up, it's so beautiful. All in all, this looks good. There's a lot of super awesome build around cards. A lot of cards that I want to include as like the meat and potatoes. A lot of neat pieces here, and there's honestly not a lot down here that's like not good, right? Yeah. This is a good ass list. But let me know what you think. I just made a 3-hour video talking about my opinions. I would love to hear your guys' opinions in the comments down below. Black Eye says, "Where are the characters?" That'll be a separate list, homie. We're not gonna worry about characters on this stream. We're gonna do something a little bit later. I actually want to play with the characters a little bit before I do them. But I can evaluate the cards and whatnot. I gotta take some deep dives into the characters. You know. With that, thank you much for watching, you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And with that, I wish you well.